evening, everyone. Welcome to episode 14 of Never Before Seen. My name is AmberCyprian. I am your host for this show. As we bring you another set of speedruns of games that have never before been seen in mainline GDQ events. As always, if you happen to speedrun a game that has never been run in an AGDQ, SGDQ, or GDQx event, and you'd like to submit it to the show, type !NBS into the chat to find the link to be able to send me your runs, and I would love to have you. So before we get started with the runs that we have planned for tonight, we do have a couple of announcements, mostly about SGDQ. SGDQ 2021 Online is this upcoming weekend, so come see a week-long marathon benefiting Doctors Without Borders. See the event and donate here on the Games Done Quick channel starting July 4th to the 11th. And if you want information about SGDQ, such as the schedule, as well as information on all of our hotfix shows that happen during the week typically, go to gamesdonequick.com for that. And as a reminder, if you're watching this on YouTube and you'd like to support our live shows, feel free to check us out over at twitch.tv/GDQ. We'd love to see you here supporting our live content. So, 2 weeks ago, I was on everybody else's hotfix shows as a guest. I was on Random Number Generation, Mercy Kill, and even The First Step with Jay Hobbs, in addition to my own shows that I hosted. So for this week, I wanted to have showrunners as special guests on my show. So tonight, we've got two fantastic folks here tonight. Big John of Super Boss Brothers fame, and later on we'll have Railcoon, the host of the Community Spotlight, and one of our very own fabulous techs for hotfix. So John, Mega Man 2. It's time.
Huh? What? It's time? Am I required to play this game now?
It is time to have Mega Man 2.
Oh my god. You sure you want this?
So.
Are you sure you really want this game? Maybe there's a reason they've never had this on mainline GDQs yet. I don't know.
I mean, you submitted it, and who am I to say no?
Okay. Alright. I guess we have to play it. But, yeah, I'm ready. Game Boy Mega Mans need more love. Hey, fun fact, do you know the only Mega Man Game Boy game that's been a mainline GDQ is Mega Man 5 Game Boy?
Wait, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Way back in 2014, SGDQ 14.
That was actually the AGDQ is the one I went to. SGDQ, I didn't actually go to that event, but I did watch it, so I'm surprised I don't remember it.
I know, it's just like 85 years ago, I know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm ready to go.
Very, very long ago.
I'm ready to go and see what I remember, because last time I ran this game, I don't think we had the traffic like invented yet. So it's been a minute, but I'm ready to go.
I'm sure you're gonna do great. So go ahead, give us a countdown, and we'll get the run started.
All right, we'll count down from lucky number 6. Here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, y'all. Hi, my name is Big John, and this is Mega Man II. It's II because it's Roman numerals and all that cool stuff. Anyway, Mega Man 2 Game Boy, the second game in the classic platforming series, actually has a mix of Mega Man 2 and 3 NES. Okay, we're starting out with Metal Man stage here. You all remember Metal Blade killed everything, and it kind of is the same way in this game. It's very, very versatile. It's very damaging, so we're going to get it first, because we know why not, right? Well, some things don't change here. We have all these nasty swarms and all that. We're going to take a lot of intentional damage this level. My health is kind of low. Okay, it's really low. It's unfortunately very, very low. You don't want it this low, not this early. That's okay. All right, we're okay.
Got those 2 magic pixels.
Yeah. Well, generally, this level is played a lot of low health anyway. Because we don't need much of the boss. See how close that was? Ooh. Wasn't that terrifying? Wasn't that terrifying?
Only a little.
Oh my goodness gracious. Now, sometimes we get a lucky drop, but usually I never do. So we're just going to take our time here, kill these guys. If you get a good drop, you can deboost through them, because that's what you do. Oh, look at there. Look at there. Bless
There's
RNG.
that drop.
Yeah. So now my blood pressure can now go back down. and we can take care of this very, very trivial boss here. Alrighty. So Metal Blade, not too bright here, but it's a very easy pattern here. We're just gonna kind of jump and just nuke this. You get too close, he'll jump across the room, but you know. So I'm doing this blindfolded, by the way. I'm not looking at the screen. It's that easy. Trust me, okay?
Yeah, that was a very, very telegraphed pattern.
Yeah. Now the actual strats now is actually faster because you can actually glitch him on the right side of the screen and he just keeps jumping in the wall. That's actually the current route now, which I haven't done yet, but it is a little bit faster to do that way. But nevertheless, we observe Rush. This is the debut of Rush in the Mega Man handheld series. I'm saying. Yeah.
Rush is adorable.
Ain't he though? Are we gonna have Rush Marine?
He's a good doggo.
He is. We got Rush Marine Core and Jet. And of course, good wood, y'all. Let's go. And now we have this. Oh yeah, also it's the debut of Slide. This is where Mega Man first started sliding in this game. Which is a little weird because we're in a Mega Man 2 stage. And Mega Man 2 NES did not have sliding, but in the Game Boy version, it does. So, So, see, I told you. But nobody just does everything.
Oh my goodness. It just melts things.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to Rush Marine here. Because actually using Rush Marine. Hey, don't pause here. If you pause and unpause, guess what happens?
A lot of things go wrong.
You win the game. No. You will die. You will fall into the abyss.
So like it pausing disables the Rush Marine?
Yeah. By the way, this game is actually kind of cool because when you get health, it actually refills as you're moving. So watch this. Did you kind of see how I like how it does it that way. Even so, if you get weapon energy, you can actually share it across multiple items. Which is really weird, but it's kind of cool too. So, up next is Woodman. That's Woodman. And we are going to decimate Woodman with our metal blades here. So, slide into him. Pew, 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 pew. There you go. There you go. Easy game. So again, you all, this is Mega Man 2 Game Boy. That's right. Some of you all are very young and don't know what a Game Boy is. Okay, it's like a 3DS, but the screens are smaller and it's in black and white. And it has no stylus. Yeah, that sounds good, right?
It's got 2 buttons and a D-pad. Well, 4 if you want to count start and select.
Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. So a very familiar stage, Airman. Alrighty, so over the air we go. And we're going to spend a lot of time sliding this level. We do have those nasty birds. And in many games, people say birds are jerks. I wonder why. So again, we're just going to slide and slide and slide and hopefully don't fall down anywhere because dying is, well, not optimal, at least not in this game.
The clouds blocking, like, your ability to see is rude.
Yeah, I mean, they gotta put some kind of challenge in the game, right? There's some kind of challenge here. So be careful, though. These big guys still can knock you off, which is not good. But we will use our metal blades to, again, take care of many things here. Do diagonal shots here. And again, a very familiar section. It's very similar to the original game. You can remember these platforms. We're not going to do any cool Mega Man 2 strats using item 1 because, well, it doesn't exist in this game. Oh, look at that nice drop. All right, so slide and win, slide and win. And of course, this time, unlike in Mega Man 2 on the NES, we kind of bust them. We have wood. We already have leaf shield. So we're going to go right on to wood, and hopefully we'll get a double hit at the start, and then one final hit at the end. There we go. 1, 2, and easy.
Nice.
Yeah. The only thing I worry about, just watch your health, because you want to make sure that in case you take damage, contact damage is kind of high on Airman, so. Oh yeah, that wasn't an optimal kill. This is one of those Mega Man games where you want to kill the boss as close to the center room as possible. because you have to walk to the center to absorb your new weapon. And there it is, you all. Rush Jet is in the house. And next up is Clash Man. Some of y'all remember Crash Man, but in Japanese, it is Clash, right? This is where you say yes, yes, Mr. Big Brand. Okay.
Yes, Mr. Big John.
So we're gonna use Rush here because we're gonna use him as a stepping stone, which is very common in many Mega Man games. To just traverse this climb, and of course use him. This is one of the Rush Jets where you can move him anywhere you want to. There's no set movement, and of course you also only lose Rush Jet energy when you're actually standing on him. We're gonna grab an E-Tank because I'm a bad gamer. No. They're gonna be used intentionally later. Alrighty. So big jumps because why not? That jump is really scary, actually. It really is. Alrighty, so we're gonna climb up here. As you can see, sometimes you just stand on the ladder. Quality programming right here. Again, using friend here. And again, using him again because, well, he's our friendly doggy. One more time because we're gonna grab yet another E-Tank because I am a bad gamer. And coming up next is going to be Clash Man. What Dorberly? Oh, I missed Dorberly. So here's the fun fact: in the original game, air is very, very strong against Crash Man. This game is not. So we actually going to hit him with a Buster Shot first, and then switch because we don't have enough air to kill him all the way. So we're just going to slide and win, slide and win. I covered that. Slide and win. You get the gist of it. You only jump when you shoot, so. And now, okay.
Honestly, for what it's worth, I know like the game is super short and has like half the robot masters, but it actually looks like a really good approximation of like classic Mega Man on Game Boy.
Yeah, so in case you're not familiar with the Game Boy series, Mega Man 1 Game Boy, which is also known as Dr. Wily's Revenge, has 4 robot masters from Mega Man 1 and the other 4 that you don't see in this game for Mega Man 2. So that's where they are. So like Quick Man, Bubble Man, Flash Man, and Heat Man. They're all in Mega Man 1 Game Boy. This one has the other 2, or the other 4. But interesting enough, in this game, as I mentioned, it's half Mega Man 2 Robot Masters, and now we have the Mega Man 3 portion of the game. Fun fact, the 4 that are not in the game for Mega Man 3 Game Boy are in this game. So here we go, we're going to Magnet Man now.
Ooh.
And of course, that's right, magnets are here because, well, duh, that's the name of the level. Okay, let's not slide off here. Be careful, you can die in those bottom sticks. Alrighty, we don't worry about E-Tank. And of course, Metal Blade just destroying everything. I mean, it's ridiculous. So again, a lot of sliding through these levels. We're not going to worry about too much killing until we need to. Alright, Dino shots are cool. Slide and win. And we're going to break out our doggy. Get this guy away first. More Rush Jet action. Now again, there are no refills of weapon energy across these levels here, okay? You don't get any refills, so we're going to keep jumping because we want to maintain our Rush Jet energy as high as possible throughout the entire segment of this game. All right, and plus, I just love hearing that landing sound. You're gonna get tired of it now. You can't unhear it now. You hear it? See?
You just become hyper aware of it from this point forward.
I'm sorry, my bad, Joe. I'm so sorry. All right, so again, this time Metal Blade against Magnet. So he's gonna do a lot of. He is very damaging contact. We're gonna do a lot of diagonal shots here when he's in the air. Hit damage here. It's a lot easier to take him on the magnets. And
I panicked for a moment and thought that the boss's health was yours, and I was like, wait a minute.
yes, But those
Wait,
But those
how
here
are you
like
alive?
you need like a guide at the bottom. So you have the left bar, which is my weapon energy. The center is mine, and the right is the boss. Yeah, there's a lot going on the screen with health bars. Let's say.
Oh yeah, like I thought for a second, like my brain was reading it like left to right, so I was just like, yeah, the weapon energy is like the one in the center.
Yeah. So we're gonna continue clockwise, starting from the bottom right, and now we're on to Hard Man. That's right, Hard Man. And that's right, y'all. These are everywhere in this level. I'm sorry.
Oh god, not the bees.
Yeah, so they can be very laggy too, so we want to get away from them. Alrighty. I took a little bit more health damage than I really wanted to, so but who cares? Who needs help in a Mega Man game? So again, we're gonna keep Rush out. By the way, can I just show y'all something real quick? Watch this. I just had to show you that. You don't fall off ladders in this game when you get hit. Just wiggle. It's the coolest looking thing ever. This thing.
It's also nice to just not completely fall off.
Want to see it again? Here it is. Watch this. Alrighty. Well, we're almost there. We're over halfway through the level. Health is low, but we're not worried about it too much because we're going to use Metal Blade to kill Heartman. And again, we're going to switch to Magnet. Be careful. You don't want to use the E-Tank by accident. There's no warning prompt. Just use it in the rip. So we need about, I think, 5 hits here. Just don't touch Heartman like it's okay. And touch. That's it.
Nice.
There you go. I'm sorry, y'all.
Nailing these boss fights.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing how good the game is when you know what you're doing. But, I'm sorry. The wiggle on letters is the best thing in the world. It's just, you just don't get that in any other Mega Man game. All right, so we're going to continue clockwise. And next up is Top Man. Again, we don't get any refills of our weapons still, so we're going to keep on going. And let's see if Rush Jet can catch me. Catch me, Rush. You know, I just realized I just used Rush Jet in the water. That doesn't work, Big John. Yes. Rush Jet does not work in the water. Anyways, continuing on. Again, using our metal, we're just gonna slide through everything. Grab this here, get our Metal Blade back up, and now lots of mashing. Okay, cat down. Much easier than on Mega Man 3. That cat can be. Alright, so we're almost there. And buy one up. That one up hit is huge. This thing.
It really is. It's bigger than Mega Man's own head.
It's massive. All right, we're gonna grab this E-Tank. So last one we're gonna pick up here. Why not? Safe, right? Again, Metal Blade is just the thing to use. You can use it all the time while you're moving. You can shoot in all 8 directions, including straight up. And we're gonna give Rush Jet some more love real quick here. And coming up next is the Top Man fight, because everyone knows how amazing Top Spin is. And we're going to use the recently acquired Hard Knuckle. Now, if we do this fight correctly, we're going to slide to him, shoot once. If you miss a shot and it ricochets, it goes diagonal. You can't do anything. But wait. I'm going to slide across, wait for a shot. Look at the one cycle. And I missed it. Ruined. We'll just go here for safety. And touch. Okay, that wasn't a good fight. I'm hard on myself. Because you don't want to have a 2 cycle. But it's all good. He's dead, and I win. And GG. We move on to our next and final Mega Man 3 stage. Let's see who knows what stage is next. Does anyone in chat know? Do you know, Amber?
I don't actually. I haven't seen you run this game in a long time, and I think you've been my only exposure to this game.
Pity. All right, it's Needle Man. Using our leaf shield to take care of these big ones. This music is slightly out of pitch. It's a little flat. Just saying. It's a little bit on the flat side. So we continue. Whoops. Okay, we're not worried about the damage here. We're gonna get up here eventually, I promise you. And go back to Rush Jet. Go over all this stuff. Jump, 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 jump. And now we go back to metal and slide and chase the bullet, chase the bullet, chase the bullet, chase the bullet. Come here, bullet. Come here. Get over here. All right, anyway. Again, as you see, Metal Blade is just so good in this game. Now, the reason we got a lot of those E-tanks is because of this level, because we're going to slide through so many of these spikes. They are just all in the way. They're kind of damaging, of course, as you can see. They slide and slide, and we can get hit by a lot of them, actually. Whee! Longest slide in the game. Oops. Whatever. I know it hurts. All right, we're almost there. All right, so we're going over to command, and we are using top spin. That's right, you all. Be scared. Top spin can be a little problematic in Mega Man 3, but here it's not too bad. We're going to come down first. And the win. Actually, he ran to the other side of the screen, but you know. All right, so Needleman got the point. Ha ha ha, humor. And we're about to move on. So we have a little mini fight in between. We've got Quint, who shows up here. And we're going to use our other weapons to take care of Quint. So we're going to actually go down to Clash Bombs. His hitbox is very high. It's a lot higher than it seems it is. And then use Hard Knuckle. And 3 of them, and he's out of here. There you go. Isn't that simple? So simple. And we have a Sakugani, which I'm so sorry if I said that wrong. And now another dramatic cutscene as we prepare for the final level to take down the evil Dr. Wawi.
Dr. Wawi.
Dr. Wawi.
Oh my god, that show.
Yes. All right, so here we go. So, by the way, you all, state clocks. State clocks. Do you see it? State clocks. We're going to use this to go over this and continue right through this here. I want to get better. Actually, in this game now, you can actually zip in this game. There's actually zips. If you watch the current world record, you can actually use your hard knuckle to actually shoot as you're kind of going off the ladder and zip in this game now. Who would have thought zips in a Game Boy Mega Man? But that does exist. But to risk embarrassment, I will not be doing them today. I want to break the game.
Honestly, go with what's consistent, you know? There's nothing wrong with that.
All right, so one more last use of this, and then we're going to head back to Rush Marine in the water. By the way, don't pop.
I saw you almost go for Rush Jet.
If I had jumped there, that would have been, it would have been embarrassing. You would have had a good replay material, I'll tell you that. Tell you that. All right, Rush.
Richard probably would have had a field day.
By the way, wiggle. We're going to use some more Rush Marine to get to the, Rush Marine. Now I'm saying Rush Marine for Rush Jet. Rush Jet here. All right, we're going to not hit this one. Rush. I don't even want him now. It's all good, though. We got a little vertical ascension level here. Almost at the top. One more stepping stone. State clocks. Like some bad, don't touch them. And we're almost at the end here. We're going to jump over here, get hit totally, because why not? Use an E-tank, and let's go. So we are headed to the final fight here. This is a 3-part fight. Okay, once you get his energy low enough, he will move to the next phase. And we're going to just use Buster. Slide and win, and just hit him in the head.
Wily looks so tiny in that machine.
I know, he's...
Compared to, like, Mega Man.
No, you gotta do what you gotta do in your Wily, you know. Alrighty. And that should be enough to get out this phase. By the way, y'all, here comes the worst part of the boss music. Oh my god, listen to that.
Oh no.
What is that band doing? For all my band geeks, imagine that written out. All right, so we're just gonna keep on just hit on him. Same way. Okay, use our E-Tank here. And let's continue. And now it's time to use Quint's item, you all. It's time for the Pogo Stick of Doom. And time will end when his health is gone. And I'll call it. So here we go, Pogo Power. And we're gonna bounce to win. E-Tank when we need to. Right about now. And back to Pogo Power. Bounce, bounce, and here comes time. Right about now.
GG, get your GGs out for Big John.
That's right. Pogo Power. But wait, it's not over yet, you all, because dramatic cutscene is incoming. So Dr. Wowie tries to get away from Mega Man. Mega Man's like, I'll show you. So he shoots. So let's go Rush Jet, Rush Torpedo, deploys. Go Torpedo. It hits Dr. Wowie. Oh no. He explodes and then he crashes into Earth. And Mega Man has killed mankind. Good job, Mega Man.
Oh my god.
Great. Way to go. Was it worth it? Yeah. Oh, there you go. A very horrific ending to Mega Man 2 Game Boy. And hey, I didn't code it now. Look at Capcom. They're the ones who did this mess. And of course,
one on. What are these credits?
I know. The franchise should have ended here, apparently. But anyways, that's Mega Man 2 Game Boy. It's one of the 5 in that little series there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course, Mega Man V. You should try them out. If you play Mega Man 3 Game Boy, I'm going to warn you, Dustman stage exists. That's all I'm going to say. Ready? But that's it, y'all. Like, go to the credits here. Shows you all the enemies and all the cool names. And this is a really long credits, I must tell you.
Well, where can the wonderful people in chat find you when you're not hosting Super Boss Brothers, which you should also totally plug?
Well, I mean, if you're anywhere near I-95, head on to DC and just scream, hey, where's Big John? If you're loud enough, I might hear you. Otherwise, you can find me right here on the Twitch website, twitch.tv/Big John. You can also catch me here on this channel for my show with Bobby. The Black Test. We got Super Boss Brothers here. We do every other Friday. We just did it this past Friday, actually. And you can catch us there. You can catch me on my channel. And yeah, that's about it. Maybe a couple of one-offs. You might have seen me on the Drumomatics. The Zelda Drumomatics. Always cool to do that. And yeah, that's what's going on here. And that's where you can find me all. If you all want to show a brother a little love, I appreciate it very, very much. But of course, make sure you all watch all these hot pieces, like Amber's show right here. You know?
Hi.
You should watch Amber's show. It's kind of cool. I'm a little biased right now because I'm on it, but I'm just saying.
I really appreciate you doing this run, by the way. Like, you submitted this, like, a couple months ago, probably 3 months ago or something, and I was like, ooh, I should definitely do that. And then I ended up with a massive backlog of submissions.
Hey, I'm glad to help you out. It was fun to do this. I love this game. It's so good. It's one of my earliest. This is like one of the earliest games I ever ran. Actually, it's like the way back in like 2014. This is the second Mega Man game. I did Mega Man 1 Game Boy, and then I learned this one. So this is definitely a throwback.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
Like, I remember, like, I followed you after seeing you run Lost Levels, I believe, at AGDQ 2014, which was the event I attended. Like, my first GDQ I went to.
Yeah.
And,
those are the good old days, like, I tell you.
Like, that was a good event, and I really, really enjoyed your personality in that run, and I'm really, really glad that, like, you've just flourished and grown since.
Oh,
and, like,
stop. You know, I can't be blushing. It hurts my skin, you know? But thank you. I definitely appreciate it.
Absolutely, and you deserve that praise, and you're a fantastic show host as well. So if you haven't seen Super Boss Brothers, which, by the way, I've been a guest on before and lost in a blaze of glory.
Don't say that. You did well. Everyone
I've been
does
on the show.
well. Kinda.
I still remember the Battletoads you put me and Peking Boo through. That was a wild trip.
Now look, we could have told you to beat the whole game. Now we only gave you Turbo Tunnel. It wasn't that hard.
It was actually a lot of fun.
See?
But I would have never done that if I wasn't on Super Boss Brothers. So if y'all haven't seen that show, you absolutely should. Bobby and John are fantastic hosts and absolutely hilarious. And maybe you should look into being a guest on it at some point. It's a great experience.
Don't sign up for it. You're gonna regret it. The chat will love you, but you're gonna regret it yourself. I'm telling you. Don't do it.
I mean, I'm aware that you put people through Sonic 2 Game Gear last week, so.
Oh yeah, if you all missed that, this show, Amber's show, all the shows are over there on YouTube. And if you missed this past show, oh my goodness, you wait till you watch what happened in Sonic 2 Game Gear. Oh my goodness.
I need to go back and watch it because I was not around for when it was live.
Yeah.
I need to go see that VOD.
Check it out. It's worth it.
But thank you so much. We're going to go to a quick break while we get the next run. We have one more run for you tonight. I have another show host in the form of Railcoon, who hosts the Community Spotlight. So definitely stick around for that. But just a reminder that Games Done Quick, or SGDQ 2021 Online, is going to be hosted on this channel because, we're Games Done Quick. It's this coming weekend. So from July 4th to the 11th, come see a week-long marathon benefiting Doctors Without Borders. You can donate here on this channel starting on July 4th. I've got a run. I know a bunch of other people who have runs. I know people who are hosting. I promise you, it's a great event. You're going to have a great time. So if you enjoy Hotfix and you haven't seen a main event live, you absolutely need to this time. But we'll be right back. We'll be right back with Railcoon and Mad Max. So thank you again, Big John. And we'll be right back after this quick break. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to episode 14 of Never Before Seen. My name is AmberCyprian, and I will be your host tonight as we bring you one more run of a game that has never been before. I can't even say my own name. Has never before been seen in a mainline GDQ event. And as usual, if you happen to speedrun a game that has never been run in an AGDQ, SGDQ, or GDQ Express event, and you'd like to submit it to our show, type !NBS into the chat to find the link to be able to send me your runs, and I would love to have you on board. So continuing my trend of having showrunners on my show tonight, we've got the one, the only, Railcoon. How are you tonight?
Hi, I'm doing pretty well.
That's really good to hear, and I hope that we have a lot of speedrun noises coming from you after your display on Mercy Kill, and also during your commentary while we were watching Pilot Wings for Speed Seasons.
Yeah, I tend to make some gamer noises every now and then, occasionally.
So I have only seen about half of Mad Max the last time you were on a Hotfix show running it. So I'm excited to see the full run this time.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I think so too, and you're great company. So I want everyone to get cozy and enjoy this run. And Ray, whenever you're ready, we can go ahead and get a countdown.
Oh, hang on. I just dropped a bunch of frames.
Oh no.
Let me see if I can figure out what caused that real quick.
By the way, I want y'all to know that Railcoon is such a good tech that they can play and stream at the same time, according to Big John, who was asking, wait, how can tech play and stream at the same time?
Well, Richard's in the studio right now. I'm at home. It's not
Yeah, we've got
quite that complex.
Yeah, we've got another wonderful tech who is not a runner tonight, but huge shout outs to Richard, who is running the stream right now.
Alright, that should hopefully be better. We'll wait for production to let me know if that was too bad. If we should. Alright. Alright, so time doesn't start immediately. It's after we move after the unskippable cutscene. So I'm just going to start the game, and I'll count you down when we get there. But this is Mad Max. It was released in 2015. This is the cutscene we got to watch. And it sort of came out right around the same time as Fury Road was released. This is a sort of non-canon side adventure to the movie. And it's connected in a few ways. Like, some of the characters from the movie will be making appearances. The main bad guy, Scrotus, which you're going to see in this little cutscene here for a second, is the son of Immortan Joe and has taken over Gastown. And the quick overview of the first part that we skipped is that Max ran across Mad Scrotus and his convoy. They stole the Interceptor after a big fight. And Max shoved a chainsaw blade into Scrotus's head very violently, as he tends to do. So Max has got to figure out how to get his Interceptor back, because he's Mad Max and he's not just going to let people get away with that. And that's sort of our short-term goal here at the start. And for a quick overview of the game, it's an open world game with quest storyline, but near the end of the game, one of the quests is locked behind your legend rank. And 1 second, we'll explain that here in a second. Starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we can't run to begin with, we're just moving through the tutorial area. And the legend rank is a ranking system that's given to you by completing challenges. They're sort of like achievements in the game. And every time you accomplish one of those little achievements, you get a legend rank, your ranking increases. We have to get all the way to I think it's the 4th tier of rankings, which means I need to complete about 37 challenges throughout the speedrun before I get to the end of the game. So a lot of this speedrun is trying to play the game well while going fast. A lot of them can be gained just on the way really quickly, just happen to be not very far out of the way to do an objective. And a lot of them are gained through the combat, which is very similar to the Arkham Knight or Arkham series of combat. You know, the WDB studios, you hit like X to attack, Y to parry, you can roll, you can dodge. That sort of combat system that's been propagated into a lot of other games. So right now we've run into Chum Bucket.
Dog's bleeding out.
He tried to capture Dinky D, who is her dog friend. Say hello to Dinky D. Dinky D does say bork bork. It's very important.
Bork bork.
And
Wait, you told me to say hi, not bork bork.
yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe that was hi in Dinky D language. But Chum captured Dinky D and was going to eat him, and then Max shows up and is like, no, you can't eat him. That's my friend. And Chum is, for some reason, convinced that Max is a saint sent by the Angel of Combustion to help him complete his holy mission of building the perfect car. That's the real story. I'm not embellishing at all. So right now, we got to get to Chum's hideout, and he's going to try and convince Max to help him build a new car. And, well, Max needs his car, so he's going to be on board with this idea. But for now, one of the first challenges we're going to go after is defeating enemies in combat without taking damage. There's a kill streak mechanic. So we're starting that going, and one of them is fully looting scavenging locations. Once you do 5, you get another challenge. A lot of these early game ones only have like 1 or 2 things to loot. So it's just a little bit of time out of our way, get a little bit of extra scrap, which is our currency, and start working on the progress towards that achievement. So we have 3 kills right now. We haven't taken any damage. And unfortunately, that kill streak achievement is broken by any damage, not just combat damage. So if I like drive the car poorly and go off a cliff, or if I like get hit by some flamethrower and I'm not in combat, it will break my kill streak. So I do have to be pretty careful when I'm going after these kill streaks not to take avoidable damage. And we're gonna skip a little bit of dialogue here by rolling. If you roll off the ledge here, Max leaves the slow walking trigger and it skips him having to say more words to Griffa. And while Max is saying words to Griffa, he can't run. So just a little bit of a time save there. Griffa is a hallucination in Max's mind. Every time you complete a challenge, you get a Griffa token, and you can take them to Griffa, and Max becomes stronger because reasons, gameplay, I don't know. We're only going to visit Griffa like twice during the run, just because it's usually pretty far out of the way. But we will be, you know, increasing our combat capabilities for the most part with our Griffa tokens. Just make the fights that we have to do faster. So we're carrying Dinky D into the buggy. Chum helped fix up Dinky D's leg, which was hurt in the trap. Now we have Doggo Friend, and we're going to go scout out the area around Chum's camp. Because right now, Max still wants to get his car back. So they want to figure out like where they took the car. That was interesting. And we're going to start moving through the story after that. We're still sort of in the tutorial area. There's a lot of introducing us to game mechanics that's going to be happening in the first, 20 minutes or so. Because it is an open world game, they tend to kind of ease you into it.
By the way,
I am watching chat if people have questions. Sorry, what was that?
I was going to say, this is a long run, so if you do feel like you want to take a break partway through or at any point, just let me know.
Mm-hmm. So we have to look through our binoculars at Chum's ship to advance. It doesn't let us move until we do that, so just gonna do that real quick. And we will be taking a few breaks, just because hotfix, wellness breaks, it's a thing we like to do. I certainly like the opportunity to get up and stretch and not sit in my chair for 3 hours, so hopefully people who are hanging out with us in chat will do the same. So now Chum's gonna explain his plan of making the perfect car. And Max still wants to get the Interceptor, so he's not quite on board yet. Good. We accidentally did a glitch. Just gonna reload that save. Wastes a little bit of time. We just went out of bounds in an open world game. Don't worry about it. I wasn't thinking and I was spamming a button that I shouldn't have been spamming. For some reason, that load screen in particular, that one, only that one, I haven't found another one. If you spam the button to get out of the car, which is also the button to skip cutscenes, at the wrong time, Max will get out of the car when you hit the loading zone. The game doesn't know what to do, and it will load the inner area, which at the same time unloads the world, but then it'll put Max out in the world that's not loaded. And it does a lot of really weird things, and a lot of things that are almost capable of like saving a huge amount of time, but not quite. And I haven't figured out how to do that in a way that saves time yet. And somebody in chat is recognizing, yes, we did have this on Runners Wanted a while ago, the Zoe Vermillion show that unfortunately isn't running anymore. Zoe moved and did a whole bunch of other stuff. Doesn't really have time to run shows right now, but Zoe is a good cow.
Also,
and,
someone had a question for you. Is this game easy to pick up, relatively speaking, or does it take a lot of time to memorize it?
In terms of the speed run, the route is very different for a lot of speed runs, what you'd be used to, because you are trying to keep track of your legend rank, and depending on like how you're doing, if you're having a good run, you can skip some stuff, or if you're behind, you might have to spend more time to get back up on your legend ranks. So it's a lot of adjusting on the fly, and that can certainly make it a little bit tough at first until you've done a few runs. But there's not like, oh, that's unfortunate. We just took a hit. I think we're still fine for the kill streak we wanted to go after though. And let's roll real quick. There's not a whole lot of really difficult tricks to pick up. It's not like there's going to be a huge learning curve on that way. It's just saving time based on recognizing where you are on legend ranks is going to take a few runs to get some good experience on that. So like getting started on an introductory level isn't too bad, but beyond that, if you're trying to push for a good time, it'll take you a few runs before you get used to it.
And then one other question I saw from someone else was what seems to be the optimal driving controls in this game?
I use a controller because the grip is important, and being able to steer very slightly as opposed to, you know, keyboard controls can help you keep your grip going a little bit longer, avoid spinning out. The cars tend to be very slippery sometimes, so I definitely prefer driving with the controller. But I know there is at least one other runner who plays with keyboard, so I think it's really just going to come down to personal preference. There are certainly some things that are easier with keyboard and mouse, but I'm playing on PC version, so what I tend to do is when I get to those points, I just put down my controller and use my mouse. So just figure out what works for you. I don't think there is a correct answer. One of the runners, the current world record holder, actually plays on PS4, so just play whichever version appeals to you is what I would say.
One blast should split it wide open.
And there's the people in chat expressing steering a vehicle with keyboard seems tough. And I'd point out that Virtual, who is the Trackmania runner who's been in several GDQs at this point, plays on keyboard. And not a lot of Trackmania players play on keyboard, but Virtual does. And he holds a couple world records, is pretty good at that game. So if it's like what you're used to, with what's comfortable for you, I think that's more important than what's optimal, you know? So currently, we are getting a car so we can break into the camp where they took the Interceptor. But the car, as you can see, doesn't have a frame. So we're breaking into this old junkyard that's taken over by a faction called the Buzzards to steal a car frame to put on our car. This early section, our top speed is limited, so we don't have to worry about staying on the road, so to speak. Most of the roads in this game are dirt roads, but if you stay on the tire tracks, your top speed and your acceleration will be better. But since right now our top speed is limited, we can cut across the rougher dirt, which usually slows us down without losing any time. And this part is going to be tricky, and for some reason I'm having trouble controlling the car right now, so I'm going to focus real quick. Okay, that was good. I think we are still on our kill streak. I didn't see us take damage. Hopefully that is the case. Because our first target for the kill streak is 8 enemies. So there's a big forced fight coming up. If we're on 3 currently, which I think we are, we can kill 5. But the unfortunate part is you don't instantly get your kill streak when you hit the required number of enemies. You get your kill streak after you kill the required number of enemies and take damage. So I have no idea of actually telling if I'm on the kill streak. I can kill 5 enemies and then I have to take a hit and just hope that I get a legend rank point. So we will find out pretty shortly. All of the scrap in this area is also pretty quick to pick up. It's on the main path and it gives us a good amount of scrap. Scrap is the currency for this game. We're going to be using that. A lot of the routing for our car upgrades is just going to come down to efficiently getting scrap. There's a random part of that later on, and we'll hope that we don't get too unlucky with that. But we're getting our first big forced encounter. We still don't have all of our ground combat options unlocked. But hopefully this goes well. We also get a few choices of car bodies here, and one of them is required later on, and by choosing this one to start with, it saves just a couple minutes, so no reason not to do it. Gonna pick up that knife. So I believe we're on 4 now. We need to get to 8. Gonna stab him just for speed. That's 5. 6, 7, 8. Now hit me. Hit me. No, we took damage. Okay. It's not the end of the world. We can make that back later on. There's a lot of opportunities to get extra points throughout the entire run. Sometimes when you get hit by those like explosive booby traps in the car leading up to here, sometimes you take damage and sometimes you don't. So, wasn't sure. We're gonna slide down this hill. Unfortunately, Max decided he wanted to limp afterwards. It's kind of inconsistent. Now we're getting out of here. We've got our car. And we're gonna drive our way out of here while it introduces us to car combat, which is the other big portion of this game. When you're driving between places, it likes to spawn enemies, and there's like ramming. You get like a harpoon later on, and it's a big portion of this game, one of the big selling points. Thankfully, these early enemies are pretty weak, so we're gonna take them out just because that will give us credit towards a challenge later on, and they tend to be very annoying if you don't take them out anyway. This guy didn't blow up and also went way out of the way, so that was a little bit annoying. So we're just gonna quickly defeat both of these enemies, get physicsed a little bit, and then be on our way. So now we get to wait for Chum to finish talking before we advance. We have a few ways of skipping this later on, but for now we just gotta wait. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful night so far.
Or later at my sanctum. It's your choice.
It doesn't let you actually fast travel until he's done talking there. What's that, Amber?
Someone had a question about the language. Is there a faster text or language that you could use besides English, or does it just not really make a difference?
Probably, but there's 3 runners. None of us are super active, and the record can be way better than it is currently. So we haven't really looked at it just because there's better ways of saving time at the moment. If we get better, like super optimized runs, then maybe that's something to start looking at. But the amount of times we're waiting on dialogue is very few in this run, so it would probably be in the manner of saving a few seconds if there is. It's not really super worth getting into. And especially with a showcase like this, it's a little bit more fun to run on English anyway. Just so people can hear the lines and understand what's going on. So we have to wait here anyway for the item we need to spawn when Chum finishes talking. So we refill our water while we're doing that, just because we are going to need some water at some point. That means that we don't take the entire refill animation as a time loss. And Chum's going to build us a harpoon so we can get into the camp and find out what happened to the Interceptor. I'm pretty sure you can probably guess at this point what happened to the Interceptor.
Got the jag tip.
You have any guesses, Amber?
I'm going to assume it probably got wrecked.
Okay. What does chat think? People who haven't seen this game before. What are your opinions on what happened to the Interceptor?
Just stand a chance. See those metal monsters?
So while we're waiting for answers on that, we have to go through here and take down these scarecrows, which if you've ever played Grand Theft Auto are kind of like graffiti, except they're made out of metal. Because they're these big things and they give influence over territory, and destroying them reduces the influence of the enemy gang, which is Scrotus. It's kind of weird, but it's the same general gameplay loop as in GTA with clearing enemy gang graffiti. But we have to take down these 3 because they're required, just because we're still in Tutorial Island at the moment. I do appreciate the one opinion in chat that says Interceptor go brrrr.
I like it turned into a Gundam, it transformed into Megatron, turned into a sandwich, ate by a metal T-Rex.
We're kind of driving up this cliff wall because
What's the purpose of these cans?
there's a trigger here. We kind of lost momentum, so we didn't get all the way up, sadly. Usually you just kind of stick my nose up here and then get out of the car and it activates the cutscene here. Had to go a little bit around. And here's the first part where I use the mouse, because I have to very particularly put the center of the screen over these objectives, and that's much easier to do on mouse than with a controller. So
Camp is light defensive.
Advantage of playing on PC.
I'll deal with them before.
Also, getting into the car there while he's still talking confuses the camera, so we get this nice zoom in on the exhaust pipe there.
Oh, they've spotted us now.
We're almost done with the tutorial area, and then we'll be back. We'll be into the meat of the game, just trying to fulfill requirements to unlock quests, getting challenges as we go, and just moving through all the story missions as fast as possible.
And we win again.
So this is a war crier. You're going to see these occasionally, and while they're banging their drum and yelling fanatical stuff, if you leave them alone for long enough, they will buff all the ground enemies near them. So I'm just going to take that guy out with a shotgun. Most of them we're either going to take out before we get to them or just completely ignore them. But fighting enemies under a war crier is not good. When they get buffed, they become very fast, can be difficult to actually parry them successfully. And one of the annoying things is that they do sort of follow the Mook like grunt rules of Arkham combat, where they kind of attack you one at a time. But sometimes, especially when you get locked into a finisher animation, they decide they're tired of waiting and will attack you while you're locked in your finisher animation. So I try to avoid using finishers as much as possible, because especially later on, we're going to be looking for hit streaks, be looking to fill our fury meter as quickly as possible, and all of that is not good to get hit during. And here comes the loud part, by the way. This is louder than anything else in the game. I don't know why. If it starts, it should have kicked in by now. Hello? Did we skip it?
Did we skip the loud? Oh, no,
there
there
it
it
goes.
is.
But now we're underground and it's not loud anymore. Somehow we like just kind of skipped the sandstorm a little bit. I don't know how we did that. It just happened. Not complaining.
What do you want?
Time is built.
All right, so now it's going to unlock the rest of our combat options. We got our fury meter. We can do hit chains. We can do combos. So there's a few things we're going to do here. We want 15 hit combo. We want to fill our fury meter quickly. And then we want to leave combat to reset that really quick and do it again. Okay. Come on. Fill the fury meter. And leaving combat is actually very easy. All you got to do is get on the slider. The hit combo does increase as you go, sadly, so I don't think I am going to. Yeah, there we go. I did not let my fury meter drain enough, so we didn't get to 20 hits, which was the next one. But it still was relatively fast, so we're doing all right. We're down a few challenges, but we can make those up later on. Everything is fine all the time. And also, this game can be mean, so this estimate's pretty generous. So we're not too concerned about estimates tonight. Current world record is 254, maybe? I don't remember. It's sub 3 hours something. But even then, there's still some time to be saved.
The one from the tunnels. I need to find him.
We're missing more challenges than I'd like. Only having 5 Griffith tokens here is a little annoying, but we'll be all right. Did I say 5? It's 4.
Now to begin my work.
There's something needs to...
For someone in chat who's uncertain what I mean by mean, pretty much every time I do a showcase of this game, I see it do something really weird that I've never seen before that costs me time.
Solo, please,
The physics in this game are kind of strange. There's one point where we're going to try to take advantage of that to save a bunch of time, but it's extremely inconsistent. We call it the trick. It's a very specific, I know, it's
The
gives you a
trick.
really good idea of what's going to happen. And we're going to try it 3-5 times maybe, and if it doesn't work, we'll just move on. Go to the backup strats.
Who named it? Me?
No, I did.
All right, I'm seeing where this is going.
It's the only big time save in the game, and it is extremely inconsistent, and there's no good setup for it. But it saves enough time, it's worth trying a few times. So I just started calling it the trick, and anybody who runs the game knows exactly what I'm talking about. So we picked up a few upgrades that increase our combat ability, and we also got one that gives us a free legend rank. You can only get one of those every 10 legend ranks, because every time you hit 10 red legend ranks, you hit a new tier, which increases the number of points you can put into each upgrade. So there's 9 upgrades. One of them gives you the 10th point. That's just sort of how the upgrade system works. And we're going to be visiting Griffa later again when our max points are 3. So that means out of the 40 legend ranks we need to get, 3 of them will get through upgrades. And other than that, we need to get 37 more to get to the required legend rank to complete the game. And that's where the fun of this game comes in for me, because it's a lot of routing on the fly. For people who know me, they know that I like routing speedruns. And that means this game is never routed exactly the same. You gotta adjust to how you're playing. If you're making mistakes, you gotta pick up some backups. If you're playing really well, you can skip some stuff. Try to get a good idea of how your run is doing on that day and adjust for the best time. So now we're gonna get nitrous boost on the car. And then, annoyingly enough, this dialogue is timed just so that we have to hit this ramp and boost off of it. If you go full speed, you'll get there before it counts. So we gotta slow down here for a second. And then we boost on the ramp. We're almost on Tutorial Island. We're almost to the real game. Are you excited?
I am excited. I'm also like, someone asked, like, does this game follow the movie or another story? If I'm not mistaken, it's sort of set after the movie. Is like it's not like a sequel or anything. It's it's more of a like sort of side game, almost like it's non-canon spin-off.
Yeah, it's definitively after the movie, not a sequel. But just sort of, you know, the movie is about Furiosa, not Max, and this game is about Max. So I think maybe that was the compromise. That was a fun little spin. Whenever we're off-road like this, you can hit little physics things and your car is going to spin out. And unfortunately, we're forced to drive off-road here, so it just happens there sometimes. But the movie really is about Furiosa. This game's about Max. I think that was supposed to just be for people who wanted to get more into Max's story after the movie. Got this game to play. Story's actually pretty good. I enjoy this game a lot. We're just gonna be skipping almost all of it. So we got into the camp and we found what were pieces of the Interceptor and the picture of Max's wife and kid that were on the dashboard. So currently we're, you know, the logical assumption is that they have chopped up the car, as Chum was going to warn us earlier that the barbarians love to chop. And so instead, Chum has successfully convinced Max that he should help him build the perfect car. But Max's condition is it has to have a V8. There's no way that he can have a functional car if it does not have a V8 engine. And of course, given that Chum is following the Angel of Combustion, he's like, yeah, of course it's going to have a V8. What are you talking about? Why would I not use a V8? But the only V8 that I know of is in Gastown. So that is now our goal. We need to make our way to Gastown. We need to win the Gastown race so that we can win the Big Chief in the race, get the V8, put it in our car, and that is our new long-term goal.
When you said, like, it's gotta have a V8, I was thinking of, like, the vegetable juice drink.
Yeah.
And all I could think about were those commercials where, like, people just, like, you know, make poor decisions because they didn't have a V8. And
Yeah.
they would get, like, whacked in the head. Like, you gotta have a V8. V8?
V8?
Oh God, no! It's starting. We've got a lot We got a lot left in the run, and I can't. Words.
Game?
Video game?
Game just closed. 1 second.
Uh-oh. Interesting. While Railcoon gets that sorted, yes, there's hot air balloons, apparently, unbeknownst to me. But while Railcoon gets that sorted, just a reminder that they do host the Community Spotlight. So if you are interested in finding out information about their show, or even Big John's show, who was on earlier, go to GamesDoneQuick.com for more information about that. And also, just check out that for the schedule for SGDQ 2021 online. Do you need us to go to a break, Ray, while you get this sorted?
It's launching
Okay.
again. Should pop up here in a second. There you go. That's never happened before. He said the thing. They said the
That's
thing.
never happened before is also a show on Hotfix.
Yeah, once a month on Saturdays starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, hosted by Kung Fu Fruit Cup. I run the production for that show.
I like this.
It's a show about
Skipped
glitches.
right to the part where you close the game at the end. It's like, well, yeah, that's a new PB, right? New world record.
So, unfortunately, I was in the process of doing a slow thing that unlocks a fast travel point because we use it enough times later on that it's worth
Oh,
it.
no.
Where even am I? Okay.
I don't know where you are either because
We're
I
over
can't
here.
see.
Jeet of the Great White.
Oh, yeah, I need to give you a screen share
Yes,
again.
please.
You're right. There you
Awesome.
go.
Thank you.
I'm going to decrease the quality on that.
Yeah,
a
you're
little bit.
good.
So 1
I do
second.
not need to see every single pixel. I just need to see some pixels.
Because I'm curious if maybe the Discord screen share is what was dropping some frames earlier.
I don't think we have a choice, Zane.
I don't know if it remembers that I looted this, so I'm going to head over here just in case. Because this is one of the looting locations I need to do for the 5 looting locations. Okay, it remembers that I looted it. That's good.
Cheats territory.
So we can come back around here. Make sure we still got all this loot. Looks like we do. We're going to double check. This is important to the routing. Okay, so now we're going to ride this hot air balloon all the way to the top. And these let us sort of like scout locations on the map, find objectives on the open world so we can, you know, set our GPS and know where we're going. It just takes a while. It also happens to give us a fast travel point. There's a few other things that give fast travel points, but we have to come back here a few more times throughout the game. So just riding this balloon up here really slowly, taking a look around, watching Chum's boat get attacked by Stank Gum. You know, it saves time. Just a nice little break in the action.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and someone's bringing up Piperin from Speed Seasons, but no, I'm gonna ask the question that everyone is asking. So are you able to see through your microphone?
Yes, it is to my side and my monitor's like here.
That's what I assumed.
It looks strange,
That's what I
but it can.
assumed, but everyone has been asking about it, and I'm like, Railcoon has X-ray vision. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it.
The real problem is the third monitor over there.
No.
I gotta like lean back to see that one. So you ever see me just sort of like do that? That's me looking at the other monitor.
But yes, I am.
This was
I'm
Sorry, go
glad
ahead.
to dispel the mystery behind how are you seeing your game at all.
superpowers, clearly. So whenever you see a car on the side of the road like that, I'm usually going to ram into it because car combat's slow. The enemies, they like to run into you, try to make you spin out. Generally, they slow down your traversal through the map, and we don't like that. So, but one thing is, if you damage a car enough, or better yet, the enemies on the side of the road usually standing next to the car, if you can hit them with the car, then obviously they can't get into the car because they're dead. Or if you damage the car enough, they won't chase you. Because the enemies in this game are kind of cowards. You get their car low health, they'll try to run away. Chum will get really upset and he'll start like screaming at you to not let them get away because they're driving away with valuable scrap. Chum is also like kind of violent. He really wants us to kill Scrotus and his hordes. And you'll hear him yelling about that frequently. So we're going to pull down this Scarecrow. It's going to give us a challenge and also lower the threat in Jeet's territory. We need to get Jeet's territory threat down to 4 for an upgrade that's required. But that's why if we see vehicles on the side of the road, you'll see me boost straight into them every time. Because usually that'll do enough damage that they'll leave me alone. Or kill the enemies so they can't get in the car. And people are reacting to the fact that I have 3 monitors. I run streams for GDQ. I want a 4th. Like, actively 3 is
I'm not
enough.
even tech, and I want like 3 or 4 monitors, and I only have 2, and I'm very sad. Like,
So we're gonna kill that sniper by shooting a harpoon through his chest. Because there's also shockingly, there's a challenge for killing snipers. If you see me do something strange, there's probably a challenge associated with it. Well, this guy's gonna be annoying.
Well, this Jeet recognize you?
Alright, so he's gonna cause a few problems. There is a quick thing up here for a challenge. Usually slows you down a little bit, and with this guy on my butt, it might be interesting. We're still gonna do it though. Get a good quick turn. You gotta harpoon this and pull it out. Nice. And he gave me a boost up the hill even. What a bro. Did you see that?
yo, that was sick.
Helped me accelerate a little bit faster. And now we're arriving at Jeet's Fortress. It's the first of the factions that are not associated with Scrotus or trying to make their way in the Wasteland. And his problem is that Scrotus, the new boss of Gastown after his father, Morton Joe, was defeated in Fury Road, has constructed a giant gate that cuts the Wasteland in half called the Jaw. And we want his help, and he's like, well, if you can take down the Jaw, I'll help you, because like he doesn't think it's possible. And this is a running theme for Max in the Wasteland, is people, they're like, yeah, I'll help you, but you got to do this thing that's impossible first. And then Max does it, and everybody's dumbfounded, and Max is like, so you can do the thing for me now?
I have a deal with you.
Because Max is just too angry to die, because he's got that main character energy.
Help me find the requisite parts. And
That's a big theme of this game, is local man too angry to die.
It's a good theme. It's too angry to die.
Something something Final Fantasy Origin interview. There's a fun popular meme in there for people who have seen that
I
interview.
have not seen that interview.
So we're going to be introduced pretty shortly here to the main way we're going to get scrap, because we need something like 2,000 scrap throughout the game, and you'll notice that I've collected not even 200 so far. So there's a discrepancy there. But there is one thing we'll be taking advantage to get a lot of scrap very quickly. Using the mouse here again to quickly aim with a sniper rifle.
Better than I thought.
Though it forces you to shoot those barrels before you move on. They really, really want you to shoot those barrels. And like I said earlier, we got to decrease the threat in Jeet's zone. One of the easiest ways of doing that is by defeating these camps that belong to Scrotus's minions. And this camp in particular has a set spawn inside of it, a car that will always spawn, that is normally a rare spawn while you're driving around in the Wasteland. And it's a scrapulence. It's a portmanteau of scrap ambulance. And it's just a pickup truck with a bunch of metal in the back. If you take one of those and you drive it back to your base, you get 500 scrap. Which is a huge amount of currency for this game. So what we're going to do is a lot of the routing is based around those. And if one of those spawns randomly in a good location that we can take it over and drive it back, that saves us time of having to go after a set spawn that takes longer. So a decent amount of this run is, if you're trying to push for a really good time, you got to do a couple of runs, not make mistakes, and then eventually hope you get some good luck with the scrapulence spawning. And what usually happens is they wait until you've done the optional ones because you think they're not going to spawn, and then they spawn just to annoy you. Or, even better, they spawn in a location that's so far away from your base, it's not worth going after because it would take more time to get than going after one of the set spawn ones. So I look forward to seeing how the game's going to troll me during this run, because it's a showcase, so of course it's going to. we're gonna let this guy live here because we want our fury meter to drain right as we kill this guy. There we go. Because the challenge for filling your fury meter only works if you start with an empty fury meter. So we come here because we can get a couple combat challenges out of the way. The camp is very quick to clear besides that, and it's got a scrap balance in the front. So we get like the triple threat, good routing here at the start. We're gonna do this combat here as well, just to get a few more combat challenges. You can see that we dropped out of combat. So we wanna try and fill our fury meter again, try and defeat all these enemies without taking a hit, and do a 25 hit combo before the combat is over, and we'll get 3 more challenges. So this is how you can see that doing well in the combat is just by far the best way of getting challenge ranks.
Oh yeah, you are absolutely... Ooh.
Yeah, he did not want to wait his turn. He started attacking me while I was still parrying the previous guy. Just to give you an idea of what I mean by sometimes they don't wait. What in the world? He just flipped over the ledge there. That's a new one. All right, we're just gonna throw that down there. I would not personally throw an explosive on a stick at an oil pump from that close range, but Max, too angry to die. It's a theme.
I really enjoy just the I'm too angry to die. I will do stupid things and not die because I'm just mad.
Yeah. And you'll see that we just reduced the threat in the region by a huge chunk for defeating that camp. And that's even with like taking those detours to do those fights just for challenges. We still did that pretty quick. It's by far the fastest way to get this region to 4 threat, which is required for a future mission. So we're gonna run past our car and we're gonna hop into this pickup truck. And we're gonna drive it back to Jeets and we're gonna get a bunch of money, which then we're gonna use to make our car faster before we do the required story missions coming up. So just doing this now is really nice. It gets us some more challenge ranks, gets us money, and then right before we have to drive around a bunch with the car, we'll give it a better engine, better exhaust, and better tires, which is really nice. Because in general, for the upgrades for the car, engine is better acceleration, exhaust is better top speed, and tires is just better handling. We're not really going to get any car upgrades that are not required, because one of the later requirements in the run is that you have to have a very fast archetype of a car for a race. So just doing the requirements will get you a pretty fast car on its own. So we're just gonna get these upgrades real quick. And then we're gonna pick up a fast travel location on the road as well. It's interesting because there's these optional open world things called death races where you're supposed to be racing with like the enemy vehicles, and you're trying to finish the race quickly, but they'll be trying to shoot you with like weapons, and they're trying to jump on your car and take you out while you're doing it. We're not going to do any of those except for the required one, but just driving into the start of a death race, the little alcove that it's got, that should hopefully be enough damage he won't chase me. Gives you a fast travel location. And it's weird because like driving by it doesn't give you fast travel. You have to actually like drive into the entrance and be inside of it. He's still chasing me. That's unfortunate. That guy definitely won't. And we're going to drive by this camp, and there's a large sniper tower. And I mentioned earlier there are some challenges for killing snipers, but there's also one for taking down the large sniper towers. So since we're driving by, we're going to take this down. Only costs a few seconds. Gets us more credit towards that challenge for later. This guy is still chasing me. Okay, he finally gave up.
So someone asked, like, so what's the story behind this game? Are we avenging someone or finding someone? And then chat answered that with just a, my favorite answer here is, local man too angry to die and wants to make a cool car.
Yeah. because he thinks that the cool car he had was destroyed, so he needs to make a new cool car. And he joins up with the dude who thinks he's literally a saint sent by an angel.
My God.
This all sounds ridiculous, but is the actual story of this game.
Also, apparently, from what I've heard, this game is 75% off on Steam right now. So if y'all are interested...
Oh yeah, it goes on sale all the time.
If y'all are interested in picking this up, it's pretty cheap right now.
Long shot, up ahead.
I see them. I could take him out with a sniper rifle.
So they want us to shoot the sniper rifles before coming here, but it doesn't make us do that. My favorite, some of my favorite dialogue is the interactions between Max and Chum here.
Take a look.
Because Max is like, I see him, I can take him out with a sniper rifle. And Chum goes, what? The long shot. Just because, you know, Max remembers things from the old world and everybody here in the Wasteland has gone completely just off the wall and have their own Wasteland language for things. I'm gonna grab some water here when we're coming up on another unskippable part.
That sounds...
Reminder to chat to hydrate.
Sounds like a good idea on my end, too.
So if you remember those snipers, they're perched on these ledges. So they're easy to take out like that. All right, water time.
Like,
Left-handed.
for a game that
What?
came out in 2015, this game does look genuinely, like, really, really good.
Not without some preparation.
I do have it on the max graphics settings.
Needs more power grip. It needs side armor and a grill to shield the
For an
nose.
update, I have been dropping significantly less frames since I turned down the Discord screen share
I
quality.
had a
so
problem with the
appears to
screen
be-
share, like, stuttering constantly. You can, so I switched to, like, the other means of viewing you. You can probably just kill the screen
Okay.
share and drop less frames.
All right, will do.
Yeah.
Just gonna do that real quick. Yeah, usually I don't have any problems playing this game, screen sharing it, and streaming. I think my computer's just being grumpy, and I didn't have enough time to restart it right before the show started, so.
You are all good. I keep getting notifications from OBS to update it, and I'm like, haha, not 5 minutes before a show.
Yeah, that sounds like
Sounds
a bad
like a
idea.
terrible idea.
Yeah, and someone in chat is pointing out that this is actually Avalanche Studios that made this game. They are the developers for Just Cause. So, you know, if you like the general style of open world games that Avalanche makes with the Just Cause games, you'll probably like this. I'm skipping almost all the optional open world stuff in case, unless I'm required to, excuse me. But there's a lot of stuff you can do. I was doing a practice run the other day, and I came up here, and these like thunder harpoon explosions that they're supposed to be shooting at you, one of them hit that tower and killed that sniper for me, and I'd never seen that before. It was convenient, just unexpected. All right, I have to be careful about where I park that. Oh. I tried to roll, and Max slammed his head into it.
He was just that angry. You told me to roll.
Right. So there's sort of a forced encounter here. You have to kill some enemies before that like shipping container opens up and lets you move forward. So I used that as an opportunity to get a challenge done here. I accidentally hit the guard button when I wasn't supposed to. So that resets my streak. I'm gonna do this real quick. Drain my fury meter. Because I do want to get a 25 streak here, and if I start with a 0 fury meter, I can also get another challenge for filling the fury meter quickly. Do that. There we go, there's the quick fury meter fill. Now we just need to get to 25 hits, which is usually pretty easy in these tight corners because Max likes to do that wall combo. Oh boy. Come on, one more hit.
Oh,
I just ran out of enemies.
video game counts to 24.
Now this guy
decides
decides to
quit.
show up. We're fine. We still have plenty of backups. That guy just tried to throw a rock at me and it almost hit. Also, we're going to introduce you all to one of my favorite mechanics in this game, which is snipers in melee combat. So normal enemies, when they're not in melee combat, you know, if you're too far away or you're somewhere where they can't reach, they'll start trying to throw rocks at you. But snipers, they didn't want them to pull out their sniper rifle and start shooting you in the middle of combat. So if you ever engage a sniper in melee combat, they will permanently forget that they have a sniper rifle on their back and will become melee enemies. And they'll never use a range attack after that. So there's this dude here who would be a problem during the boss fight coming up. But I just walk up to him, make him try to punch me, punch him once, and he just forgets that he has a sniper rifle.
Oh my god.
So now he can't shoot me during this combat.
It's actually great.
This guy is pretty much only vulnerable after he charges and misses, and he has a weakness to fire. So of course there's fire in his boss arena. So I'm gonna trap him in the corner and bounce him against the fire repeatedly. Because it keeps stunning him, lets me keep doing damage. Not the best combo, but still a good amount of damage. He stopped charging. Oh, I'm on fire. I need to stop being on fire.
Oh yeah. Please don't be on fire.
I'll stab him with the, oh, he pushed me into it. Come on, pick that up.
You gotta stop, drop, and roll.
I stood a little bit too close to the fire while trying to bait him. All right, charge at me. Charge at me. Oh. I didn't successfully knock him into the fire, and then he knocked himself into the fire. Still kind of a 2 cycle? We'll call it a 2.5 cycle. Because normally you have to wait for him to charge at you twice. Combo him into the fire twice. That's the fastest kill you can get. He acted a little strange. It was a little bit slower, but it wasn't like a 3rd cycle. This guy also gives a lot of shotgun shells, which is nice. So we can use that to save some time coming up. Got to make sure we have a knife in our inventory. Because whenever you find those ammo boxes, knives are a very common drop. But if you have all of your knife slots full, it won't give you more. So that means that you can't, like, I'm going to try to die here. Oh, come on. That's unfortunate. I should have kicked the ladder down. Because I was trying to die to reset my health and the car position. Now I definitely need to die. Alright, I think I can just...
But Ray, Max is too mad to die.
There we go. What was I talking about? Right, ammo. So it'll generally decide how many ammo drops are in the container. And if you don't have any, if you have all of your knife slots full, it can't give you knives. So it'll just give you other stuff.
I'm drawing out.
So whenever I'm getting to a point where I want to be looting ammo containers, I want to make sure that I have maximum knives. So the reason I did this camp wasn't for threat or anything. It gives a paint job, which is required for a car that we need to have later on. And this was a good time. We were next to it. Gets us some challenges. And then we're on the way back to Jeet's Fortress to continue the story. We're going to drive by another camp that has a fixed location scrapulence in it. So instead of fast traveling, we're going to go this way, hit that camp up real quick, grab the scrapulence, and then keep on going with the story. Really? Oh my god. See, what I was talking about before with the game being mean, that is a scrapulence. Oops. I mean, I'll take that. I'm pretty sure this one still saves time.
Yo, let's go.
Oh, I don't think it's... I think I did too much damage to it. I don't know. Sometimes it just despawns the scrap in the back, and it'll still give you the money. So this is a showcase. We're going to go with it. There's a good chance this is not going to give me 500 scrap when we get there, but let's find out together.
I'm down for a journey together to find out whether or not you're actually saving time.
Yeah. I believe, based on the health of the car, this should still give me the scrap, but the game could decide to be mean. We'll see.
Also, we've been asked the real question is, how are Ray and Amber doing today? I am a little tired. It's been a very long day for me, but I'm actually just happy to be here and in good spirits, in good company with Ray and all of you. So thank you all so much for tuning into my show every other week. It's very appreciated.
I'm in a good mood because I'm hanging out with my good friend Amber.
Yeah.
Ha! Amber likes to heck me by complimenting me on air, so that's my little way of getting them back.
I do like
For it.
complimenting you and any other showrunner on air.
All right, 500 scrap. Haha! Success. So, like, technically, when there's no scrap in the back, it's not supposed to give you the scrap, but that's only supposed to happen when it's very low health. So that was purely a visual glitch, which makes it scary, yes, but I was confident that we should get the scrap for it, so we went with it. But it's funny because that one spawned directly next to the camp that I was going to. We're going right back where we were. Why is it taking me this way? What?
Okay, I knew I was not, like, imagining things.
I think I just clicked on the wrong camp.
Now, someone said this has been seen on GDQ before on Runners Wanted and other hotfix shows, but
Yes.
not a main event.
Yes, that is correct. Zoe no longer runs Runners Wanted. It was a fun time. I had a lot of fun with it.
That was a good show. It's when I learned that your name spelled backwards is nuclear. And I was like, how have I never realized this?
I think I did enough damage that guy will stop chasing me, but it might have been a boom buggy, which in that case, he's still going to chase me because he wants to try and blow up on me. I did not see.
This prime scrap just bolted.
All right, so we're going to go into this camp and take down the sniper towers as we're going. This will take us to 4 large sniper towers and give us more credit towards the challenges just for killing snipers in general. There is a challenge for killing 5 large sniper towers. So we're just one away from that one. This is a strong gate. You're pretty much not able to get it in one ram. Just gonna back up, do it again, run this guy over, because that hopefully keeps him from interrupting me while I kick this door open. There's a second guy here, sometimes like to do it, but we're good. I need this guy to be not on the ladder, because we're not going to fight these guys. We're just going to climb up here, because they just keep their scrapulence up here with this nice little runway. So we're just going to come in, and the guys are like, he's after the oil, he's after the gasoline, stop him, and we're just bye. Thanks for the car.
I've blown chat's mind with your name. And
you're just waiting to drop that on chat during the show,
yeah,
weren't you?
someone else mentioned you had nuclear eyesight when I brought up your microphone and how everyone's like, can they see through their mic?
So it was a little bit of a detour, but we're in a good spot. There's one more scrapulence we need to get. And there's another one in a set spawn location that's right next to a story place that we need to go to anyway. So that means we don't have to go to the backup one, which waits like 5 minutes. It wasn't like the best spawn location for a random scrapulence, so we didn't like save the full 5 minutes, but we probably saved maybe 2 minutes with that. So hey, time save. Better than what I
Hey,
expected
it wasn't 0.
for a showcase run. Yeah, like... And you can see the difference between there being a huge hunk of scrap in the back of this pickup truck and it being empty and why I was nervous.
Yeah, both of our hotfix techs have backwards names. It's great. There's a reason we call Richard Richard. It's because it's actually, you know, part of his username.
Right. So we've got all of our scrap that we need except for one more. Chum is teaching us about archangels, which are these preset vehicle configurations that we're going to need to have as a few points. We're working towards the first one called the Jack. As our current story mission is we're trying to finish the Jack. We need side armor, which requires going somewhere else, and we need a different car body. And after that, there's a mission from Jeet that has a few requirements. We've already been working towards some of them. The threat in his territory needs to be 4. And we need to have done 2 missions. These wasteland missions are the side quests. We need to do 2 of those. And there's another requirement that I don't remember what it is because it's just done by default. So we're picking up 2 missions. But one of them is for completing a wasteland mission here. And the other one gives us the armory up there, which every time we come here on a 30-minute cooldown, it completely refills all our ammo. Fantastic. But one of them is fetching our dog and the buggy, and that counts as a project in every stronghold, which is important because later on in the game, there's another mission we need that requires like 1 side quest and 2 wasteland projects. And since we're doing this dog and buggy quest now, when we get there, it will already have one of those wasteland projects done. So this is a side quest for Jeet and a wasteland project for someone else later. So it's a nice 2 for 1 here. Doesn't take too much time. Also, it means we get to have Dinky D back, and you'll finally get to hear Dinky D bork bork. Before anybody asks, you can pet Dinky D in a cutscene, but you cannot do it at will as the player. So whether or not that means you can pet the dog, I will leave up to your discretion, as that is a common question of, can you pet the dog?
Oh no.
So Dinky D says bork bork. Bork bork. Bork.
Here. I'm taking it back to Jeet's fortress. Meet me there.
Indeed, indeed, sight. I'll steer for Dave.
So for this mission, we just got to drive this buggy with the dog in it back to Jeet's fortress, and then we're done. That's it. The other one, we have to go find a cave where there's some slave traders and break out a guy from the Bullet Farm. Yes, that is a canon location in Mad Max universe. The Bullet Farm.
Perfect.
Because he knows how to cook black powder, and that means he can help us make ammunition. And that's what gives us the armory table, which gives us the every 30 minutes we can work, get a free ammo refill. So give me your dog emotes, because Dinky D is bork, 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 borking while we're driving past the minefield. Getting this buggy unlocks another side activity, which are disarming mines in these minefields, which is one of the ways you can get ammo, because every time you disarm a mine, it gives you some ammo of some kind. We're not going to do any of that in the run, though, unless things go really bad. Just a humble farmer harvesting his bullets. Yup.
Gotta harvest my bullet crops.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Everything froze for a second. All my monitors went black.
Ooh.
We're back.
Okay. Okay.
Kind of. Let me know if anything looks wrong on the stream end, and I will pause, Richard. because things look wrong on my end. But if it looks fine on the stream, we're good. All right, so Richard says it looks fine. I'm just deal with that. Maybe
Yeah,
try and
the only
fix it when
thing
we take
that
our first
I
break.
think is broken on the stream is the stuff that your splits that no one else can see but us. Like live split.
that
Yeah,
that
live
is also
split just
like that on my end.
straight up died.
I cannot see my splits.
Did not care. Live split's like I quit.
Yeah, we definitely lost some frames there because everything froze. And then my monitors blacked and then came back and my OBS looks real weird. But as long as it looks fine on your
It looks
end, we're
okay.
good. So.
It will get us to the next break, I promise.
So we're gonna go get our car body, finish the other side quest, come back to Jeets, and that'll probably be a good time to take our first break. Because that'll be a bit past the hour mark. So we're driving over here. Yeah, we should be fine. Should not be dropping frames anymore. Did you know, chat, that Richard, the person running the stream right now in the studio doing a fine job on production, also has a show? 2 of them, actually. Testing Grounds and Game Masters. They alternate every other... So that they are every other Friday. So every 2 Fridays alternating with Super Boss Brothers. And they alternate with each other. And it's a show about new games, which is Testing Grounds, and Game Masters, which is speedrunning adjacent content, people who are really good at video games. It's Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern. You should check it out.
Strongly recommend Richard's shows. Strongly recommend Richard in general. Good company, good friend, fantastic tech, and also great host. You can't really go wrong.
All right, so there we go. We just finished that scavenging location, which gave us our 5th one. So we got a challenge for that. And then we're just going to leave these guys. That guy kicked me in the back. It's fine. He's a little upset. You ever been so mad that you just kick somebody straight in the butt? Like front, just straight front kick while they're running away from you, just kick them in the butt. That guy's a little bit upset.
But not as upset as Max.
No. That's just not possible, Amber.
Oh yeah, no, it's not physically possible whatsoever.
What can you tell me about it?
I think what I might do is when we finish this quest, it's going to give me an autosave in the fortress. I might just restart my computer while we're on the break.
Yeah, that's
It
pretty
seems
valid.
like a good plan, because I think it's just upset because it's been on for a while. Usually I try to restart it before I do any shows like this, but I'm looking at my task manager, and the time that it's been on is a little longer than I thought it was. Probably explains some of the oddities going on.
Yeah, it is.
This is a long run. That's probably going to be a good plan.
Yeah.
I'll stay with the angel.
So here we go. We're in the Thrall Rustlers Cave, which is just a different way of saying that they trade slaves.
Someone here. What's up? Gas tower.
And I'd like to say that Max is just a really noble person who hates slave traders. He really wants the services of one of the slaves. It's kind of weird though, because like you rescue this guy and he almost sounds annoyed because we're in a wasteland. Like having regular access to food and water is difficult. And he's like, yeah, I guess I'll go with you since he killed the people who were feeding me. Like, even though he was technically a slave in the wasteland, it meant he had food. So he's a
Like-
little bit confused.
It's like, oh, they were feeding me. They're dead now. You're feeding me now, please.
I need this guy to charge at me. He doesn't want to charge at me, so I'm just shooting his buddies until he charges at me. I'm also not walking in this room because it'll spawn more reinforcements. This guy has a shield, and normally you're supposed to spend a lot of time breaking it, but if you dodge him when he charges you and then shoot him in the back with a shotgun, then you don't have to do that. It does a lot of damage, and you can punch him and he dies without having to deal with the shield.
I'll get you out of here. Are you him or not?
Yes. Yes, I am. Seeing as you killed those two who fed me. They call me Blastcap. Hail from the Bullet Farm.
This is the only reason why we needed the crowbar upgrade, is to open this cage.
Get yourself to Jade's lighthouse.
If I do this quickly, I can loot both of these before the screen
Righto.
blacks
I'm going
out
now.
for this. Got it. Nice. So then we are going to fast travel to Jeets, which will give me a save, and then we'll pause, and this is a good time to take our break.
All right. So, just so you all know, speedrunning does not have to necessarily be done in one sitting, especially in showcase scenarios like this. So it is very important to get up, stretch your legs, hydrate, get a snack, get cozy. There's still at least another 2 hours or so left in this run. But I want to remind everyone that SGDQ 2021 online is this upcoming weekend. So come see a week-long marathon benefiting Doctors Without Borders. So come see the event and donate here on the Games Done Quick channel starting July 4th to the 11th. And go to gamesdonequick.com for more information about SGDQ, such as the schedule if you'd like to plan your watching week, or, you know, maybe you are going to just have it up in the background the whole week. That's what I do. As well as getting information on all of our hotfix shows, including mine, Railcoons, Big John's, Richards, Skybills, and everyone else in between. And if you are watching this on YouTube and you'd like to support our live shows, do feel free to check us out over at twitch.tv/GDQ, and maybe you'll check us out during SGDQ. That'd be pretty awesome too. Anyways, that said, we're going to go to a quick break while we take care of ourselves and stretch and hydrate and all that good stuff. You should too, but definitely stick around. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back, everyone, to episode. Let's try that again. Let's welcome everyone back to episode 14 of Never Before Seen. My name is AmberCyprian. I am terrible at speaking. Just for those of you who are joining right now, we did have to restart Railcoon's computer. Everything was temporarily on fire. It has since extinguished itself. We can see Railcoon, we can hear Railcoon, everything as well, I think. Your save file's intact, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, whenever you are ready, we are down to have another countdown as we get back into the run.
All right, let's resume in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we got to go up here and we got to build this armory table. Armory table. I don't know why I said it like that. I just did. Sometimes you can have fun. And you can see it's like outlined like this, which means that we've got all the parts we need. Just walk up to it, and there we go. There we go. We got an armory table. Now that means it's going to instantly refill all of our ammo, which is nice because we just used it all. And it's going to start a 30-minute timer. And the next time I come here after that timer is done, it will refill my ammo again. And given that the ammo is pretty scarce in this game, that's a big part of our routing throughout the rest of the game is ammo helps us go fast. And it's hard to refill on your ammo completely, so we use that a lot. So now we have one more upgrade we got to equip for the jack. It is this car body. And then it'll tell us, hey, you got to go to Gutgash's stronghold.
Have all the makings, all the pieces.
So we're going to drive that way and continue onwards with the story.
The final touch, we can and must lay at Gutgash's.
So interestingly enough, my splits didn't completely die when my computer decided to have a arrhythmia, I think we'll call it. It wasn't a full-on heart attack. Just, you know, there was definitely an event that happened. There was disruption, but it continued to function afterwards. My splits completely froze, died. This would be where you'd see that I'm losing time, but that we would gain that time back later on in the run. So it means that my sum of bests segments in this game are completely out of whack, because there is no sensible way to keep those in order given the way the routing in this game goes. We're just driving our way over to Gutgash's stronghold. And when we get there, we'll get another challenge for 3 history relics, which are the photos we've been finding throughout. One of them was required. One of them was in that balloon camp at the start of the run. Just was real easy to go out of our way to go pick up. And there's a third one here right next to Gut Gash. So it's a nice, easy challenge for us. It doesn't waste much time at all. And once we get the Jack completed, which is our big story thing that unlocks the next stuff, is finishing the Jack, we can start upgrading the car even more towards the higher tier upgrades we're going to need for the Speed Demon later on. But it doesn't care if you've got all of the upgrades purchased, it cares that they're all equipped. So we do need to wait on doing that just so we don't waste extra time on having to re-equip the Jack upgrades. This guy's chasing us, but they generally tend to give up when you get really close to a stronghold. So you see they stop chasing you about there. Hopefully everything looks better. We haven't dropped a single frame since we came back, by the way.
Yeah, it looks like a restart definitely fixed that.
I could risk giving you
Hopefully,
a stream share. I think it would be fine. But I'll leave it
I
up
mean,
to
if you want to give it a shot, if you drop frames, let me know. You can just cut it.
Yeah.
I do have the other means of up
There you go.
as well. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's doing this weird twitching, like quivering thing. I can't describe it any other way. It's like lagging every other frame.
Strange.
So
'cause I'm not
I
dropping
would
frames.
close that.
Just Discord's unhappy. Okay, I'll kill that
Yeah,
in a second. when we
Discord's a
get
big
chance.
grump.
So now we're a day lizard. Oh, I wasn't supposed to come up here yet. I got distracted. That's fine. Everything's fine all the time. We're just gonna go up here instead. Wasted a few seconds. We're perfectly fine on our estimate. Right, and then while Max is doing that, just going to... There we go. Kill that real quick. I apparently dropped 2 frames while I was doing that. I'm sorry. 2 whole
Not
frames.
2 frames. What will we do without those 2 frames? I don't know how to function without those 2 frames. I need them.
I know that is difficult in this trying time, Amber, but I'm here for you.
Give them back.
Did you know that Amber is awesome and helps organize many community events, and you should go check them out when you get a chance? Some of them get
that's
featured on
nice.
GDQ hotfix, like Sonic and the side quests.
Yeah, and previously Sonic and the Shiny Things the year before.
Yeah.
I mostly organize things for the Sonic speedrun community. We do have our own Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Sonic speedrun community. Can't get much more plain than that. We do
what a creative name.
quarterly event. Oh yeah, I didn't name it. I did not name it, but then again, it sounds like I did.
It does.
But
It really does.
We have we do quarterly events every year, so every 3 months we do either a tournament or a marathon for charity, and it is still 19 minutes actually left of Pride Month where I am on the East Coast. We raised like $3700 or $3,800 for Queerty Gamers for Pride Month with our Sonic's 30th birthday blast. It was pretty great.
I need you to know that I'm behaving, Amber.
You're behaving?
Yes, I thought of a thing to say that I shouldn't say, so I'm behaving.
Fair enough.
Sometimes you just got to establish that you're behaving, you know?
It's on the move.
Oh, hey, that's super good luck. So this convoy has a random spawn location and a random direction that they're driving around this loop. So they can be going clockwise or counterclockwise, and it's a complete 50-50. So it spawned close to us and driving towards us with the way that I turned. So pretty much the perfect luck. I am now worried about what the game is going to do to make up for that. So for this quest, I just gotta blow up this truck with the huge gas tanks on the back. This went also extremely well. What the heck?
Without his wheels, he'd get nowhere.
That was ridiculous how good that was.
Talon is now ours.
All right, I need to pick up this Talon without getting run over. Roll, 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 roll. I just tried to split. I need you to know that.
I do that all the time. Oh my goodness.
How does this help me?
It's fashioned into a hood
Okay.
an unprofane figure.
I'm gonna try and drive away from these guys without them blowing up my car. We'll see how it
This is
goes.
a job for cheat. Yes, cheat. He's a master of projectile and
No
weapons.
guarantees of success.
He'll know
Get
what
out
to
of here.
do with it. Mercy blow. Grab him.
He didn't run away. He just full on let me blow him up. Interesting.
One by one they fall.
I sure am hoping these guys leave me alone, but they're totally not going to, and this guy is now also going to be bothering me. And these guys just spawned who are going to be bothering me. Oh boy, this is fun. So if you remember early in the run, I say I try to avoid car combat because it's slow. Here's why. This is why car combat is slow. They cause problems. Leave me alone.
Long shot stalk this region, Saint. Be on guard. Forget not the
Okay, that guy's gonna leave me alone because he's about to blow up.
ornament of great power for us.
This guy's still chasing me. The car has a literal pixel of
Stay
health.
away from the grinder.
All right, this guy's, I think he's actually leaving me alone now. Not sure. How did we get away with this, Amber?
I have no idea.
How did that work?
I'll fix her. Just keep them off my back.
Physics question mark?
Scrotus owns great.
All right, I need to aggro all these guys so they don't throw rocks at me, which just involves running at all of them. Okay, there we go. And we're gonna try and get 2 challenges here. Good start. Ooh, nice perfect parry. Another perfect parry. Oh, 22.
Boo!
Look at that suplex. This guy is still just camping out here in his car.
He's just being a camping jerk.
I'm not stuck. I'm just in bad terrain and moving very, very slowly. Also, I don't know where he is. He appears to have gotten out of his car and left it there. Are you kidding me? This guy just drives right in. Oh my god. You remember all that good luck we were having?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to it. I think it went out with the restart.
Alright, so this is the last scrap balance we need. This gives us pretty much all the rest of the scrap we need for the game. We do get some passive scrap income every once in a while. It just, every camp that you have freed times 20 So currently I think we freed like 3, so you'll see like a 60 scrap pop up every now and then. It's not super important to the routing, but it helps. It also means that if you're on a not great run, you're gonna get extra scrap, and then you're just gonna be fine. People talking to that were being unlucky. The tax collector was coming. We had too much good luck at the start of this game. You never have a good luck throughout the entire run. It was on its way. This guy wants to fight, but fighting the scrap ambulance is just a terrible idea because it's very heavy. And that means that my side rams do more damage because it's very heavy, which, you know, kind of makes sense. There's like way more depth to the car combat than you expect. Unfortunately, your speed also matters on how much damage you're doing, and I was going uphill in a very heavy vehicle, so I was losing speed the entire time, which meant that I was not going fast enough to do huge amounts of damage. But we have the Talon now. We're going to talk to Jeet. We're going to get the quest to blow open the jaw and get access to the other half of the wasteland, and that's what we're going to do. But before we do that, we got to unlock our car, or upgrade our car. But we're gonna get the Thunder Harpoon here first. Chum is gonna make us blow some stuff up with it before we can advance. But before we do that, we're gonna get the next... oh, that's bad. I bought an upgrade I shouldn't have bought. I believe I bought an upgrade I shouldn't have bought. No, I have to buy that one anyway. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Fine. I'm faking myself out. Don't worry about it. Because you need the second engine upgrade there, but it's locked behind the first one. So I thought I bought the wrong one, but I was incorrect. We also have 6666 or 666 scrap right now. So that's just how angry Max is. He's decided that he's the devil.
Just practice. No need to get itchy trigger fingers.
And once again, we have to hit all 3 of these. Hitting the accelerator right here does nothing while these are still alive. I'm trying. And then we're gonna fast travel over here.
We're ready for the job. Ready as we'll ever be.
What do you know of these dudes?
More frequent.
Thankfully, it gives us some of that ammo back after we do that.
More frequent.
We've also apparently stacked like 3 dialogues on top of each other. That sounds great.
Touched by the angel. Our machines are truly gifted.
So we gotta blow open this gate, but it's like restricted to ramming, and my harpoon isn't high enough level to do it. But you'll notice it's not restricted to explosions, so that's why we grabbed this gas can earlier. You're intended to like level up your harpoon, and as the harpoon levels up, you can like target higher, more difficult things with it. We're just gonna keep the level 1 harpoon the entire game. Slow down a little bit. Take that out. Nice. We're gonna do an ammo manipulation thing here, because in order to complete this area we're in, you need to use 2 Thunder Harpoons. So if you use all of your ammo, it'll give you more. And I do need Thunder Harpoons after this as well. So what I'm gonna do is use some of them to blow up some cars to get our ammo low, then use 1 on the gate that we need to blow up. And then it'll refill our ammo, which will be great. Because for some reason, when your ammo gets refilled like that, it, is there anybody in that car? He got out of his car for some reason. Okay. Not gonna complain. Oh, when it refills your ammo, there's no reload time. Oh, good. I was gonna have to repair that anyway, but I wanted to take down this tower before I did. So I'm gonna run out of range of this thing while Chum puts the fire out. I do not recommend trying to dodge rockets on foot. It's a bad idea.
Yeah, that seems like a terrible idea.
I do want to try and pick up this scrap here. Fire at me. Come on, fire. Oh, come on. Of course it fires on top of the scrap. Come on, fire. Run, 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 run. 4 scrap. Good. Fantastic. All right, so now we have... Oh, it already refilled my ammo. What? I had one left.
Black powder shall set us free.
That's annoying.
And fire.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just shoot this dude over here. There's also a car here who's not normally here for some reason. When I did my practice run, there was a thunder harpoon here. Not a thunder harpoon. There was a scrapulence here. Just sort of highlighting how the game likes to taunt you. This guy is really... Oh, it's a buzzard vehicle. I was like, what is he doing there? Okay, that gives us a nice objective. I'm doing this on purpose because it's an ammo manipulation that prevents me having to refill my ammo later. So it's wasting time right now, but it's good in the long run for the routing. Okay. So I fire there, and then it refills my ammo. Then we fire again. Then we gotta wait for the harpoon to be loaded, because I've broken both of the hinges on the gate. This guy's climbed aboard and is gonna start trying to kick me. I tried to split again. I'm gonna just drive through this fire and that'll hopefully get this guy off. No? You wanna fall off? There we go. And now we're into the second half of the wasteland. Huzzah!
We're gonna find this woman called Pink Eye.
Look to your maps, say. If
Nice.
Is in the Great White, she'll be under terrible pressure from Gastown war parties.
And we'll do the same for her as we have for the others.
So we gotta go visit Pink Eye. She's got some upgrades for the car that make it go fast. But the one that we need is a very good exhaust that requires reducing her threat to 3. Which is going to take more effort than reducing it to 4, as you might imagine. It's unfortunately not linear scaling. Like, dropping to 4 takes less than it takes to drop to 3. So I'm going to have to do a whole lot more than just, like, destroying 2 camps and getting a few other objectives.
Almost there.
So shooting that sniper helps reduce the threat. We have the threat through here routed out pretty well.
I'm gonna scout it out before we get any closer.
And you'll notice that because I did the ammo manipulation, I have 4 ammo here. Which normally I'd be coming here with like 1. And then it would give me 2 more. So I'd have 3. So it's really only 1 more ammo, but you'll see why it's important coming up.
They're reducing the Pink Eye Sanctum to rubble. They swarm like flies.
There's only one
Because
way
the
to-
trick that we mentioned earlier requires a thunder harpoon.
I just need to mention how ridiculous a thunder harpoon sounds.
It's a harpoon with thunder on it. He got out of his car. Nice.
The catapults will be a problem.
That one doesn't care about the cars dying. It only cares about the drivers dying. So if he gets out of his car and I slam into him, that kills him, and then it gives me the mission completion. Why are you not giving me ammo? Usually this mission, if you run out of shotgun ammo, will give you more. Apparently it has decided not to do that. So we're going to do that, which is exceedingly dangerous because that huge explosion.
That's one of them.
He punched the car and I took damage.
What?
He missed. He hit the car. That did not hit me, but it did damage to me.
video game.
All right, I think I know why it's doing it, which is unfortunate. So we're just gonna use this Thunder Harpoon. That should give me more shotgun ammo. Give me shotgun ammo.
Please, if Stain comes inside, think I won't have much time.
Shotgun ammo? No? Okay, game has decided it's not giving me free ammo today. It's alright, there's a backup. There's a backup for everything in this game if you haven't noticed. Oh, hi, thank you. I enjoyed that very much.
Very good.
I had enough health, I should have been able to survive it. I didn't see he had a weapon, which means he did more damage. So that's the good old, it was calculated, but boy, I sure am bad at math meme.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's a meme I live by.
Right, get the heck out of here. I'm just gonna do that instead. Get out of here. Yes, that was extremely violent.
But it was very necessary.
Since it's not giving me shotgun ammo back, I'm just gonna hold on to my Thunder Harpoon. There's also a challenge for doing this 5 times. So I'm not doing that just because it's violent and very in theme with Mad Max. I'm just doing it because I was planning on doing it 5 times anyway, just not here. I feel like Max should have taken damage from that as opposed to the guy punching the car door, you know? Out of the 2, one of those should have hurt Mad Max. But it wasn't the one you expect. Get out of here. That's 4, I think? 5. Why did that blow up? What?
Let's hope Pink Hawk can hold her own.
Apparently that guy that I stabbed was close enough to the barrels that when he exploded, it blew up the catapult.
Way up through the ruins.
Incredible.
I was just finishing the stab 5 dudes achievement, you know? Unfortunately, this guy is a pain in the butt, so I do usually have to take him out. He will chase me down into this area and cause problems. So I usually just use a shiv to kill him quickly, but he has a shiv. Going back to what I was talking about earlier, give me a Thunder Harpoon, yeah! Oh wait, that doesn't actually matter. Because I already have it. Okay, well, we got lucky anyway. We'll find something to do with that. Is this live? Yes. Hi.
Chat's pre-recorded though.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All clear.
He was load-bearing minion. Oh my god. Yep, that is now the answer. That is the canon answer. He was a load-bearing minion. It's like a load-bearing boss. Just not with a dungeon. Richard in chat. I made this message in 2010. Holy crap, that's really good forward planning. That's impressive. So normally this is where I'd be farming the kills with the Thunder Harpoons, but I just did it over there instead. You want to loot this, Max? Okay. Need to move it. All right. One of them start to attack me. Thank you. No. I was hoping that that guy would be stuck in the I'm trying to attack Max, so the guy next to the ladder would be too busy waiting his turn to hit me off the ladder, but it didn't work. Unfortunate.
Let's see what's inside.
Is Mad Max my favorite game ever? Probably not. It's a fun speed run, but I have a hard time answering favorite game ever type questions.
I'm always like really torn when people are like, what's your absolute favorite this? And I'm like, well, first off, my absolute favorite this is Whooper. Uh-oh.
Yes, Whooper is your favorite this. Hands down.
Yes, Whooper is my favorite this, but I always struggle with, like, you know, picking one thing. It's like, hey, what's your favorite song? It's like, well, that changes like every other week.
Yeah, songs especially. I feel like favorite songs go in the category of listen to them until you hate them.
Yes. Find new song I like, better put it on repeat till I hate it.
All right, so we got another challenge there, 25 hit combo. And we like helped Pink Eye, I guess, and she wants our help. We're not going to do the quest that she asked us to do specifically because that one's long and not necessary. It's actually a side quest. The only thing we need from Pink Eye is for her to give us the exhaust upgrade, which requires reducing our threat by a lot. So to reduce our threat by that much, we're going to take down 3 camps. And here we are. We're coming up on the trick, Amber. Are you excited?
The trick.
The trick. So this camp over here is long and annoying, and it takes forever to finish. But as we get closer, you'll be able to see that the shape of this hill back here is almost like a ramp. And if we drive at it just the right way and hope physics cooperates, we can launch ourselves really high into the air. And hopefully this behaves. And shoot a Thunder Harpoon over. Come on, keep exploding. This is also random. You don't always get a good chain reaction. Hey, first try. Oh my god.
The trick.
The trick, everyone.
That deserves a bunch of whoopers. Hold on. Where's my TGHOs? All right, just type and copy paste. It's time for the equivalent, the whooper equivalent of PogChamp. Just get spammed real quick. There we go.
So the unfortunate thing about that being random, not just on the physics aspect, but also the chain reaction, is you're shooting explosive barrels and hoping that they like physics into each other to keep going. Because the barrels are not quite close enough together to always kill all 3. But they'll send some stuff flying, and most of the time will keep the chain reaction going. I went the wrong way. Went a little too far that way. It's further up this way. I need to grab a large sniper tower. The closest one is at the backup for when that fails. And I'm sort of going in this direction anyway. So I was trying to get over here. Yeah, there we go. But I was cutting across the roads because the roads to get over here are really long and winding and take forever to get that way. So we're just going to drive by this. Because I remember, if you remember, I mentioned earlier we had 4 large sniper towers. And that should give us an achievement. Right? Achievement? Hello?
Achievement, please.
Should have given us a 5th. We might have been short one. I know where we can get one later on if we need it, so I'm just going to keep going. It's a little bit out of the way, but if it's absolutely necessary, we can go back for it.
The blue tarp means they
I unfortunately missed that.
light driplets, so maybe we can get some water.
I do need to get that. I was distracted. Mad Max is too angry to get achievements. Fair. Fair. I like the cut of your jib. There is
You
a
got gumption.
fortified scarecrow up here, which is normally the highest tier, and you normally need to do a lot of ridiculous nonsense to take them out. But this one's just positioned in a way you can ram it. Most of the time, these are ramming excluded. You have to have like a tier 4 harpoon to take them out. But this one is just right here. You can drive into it twice, and it blows up. And since it's a fortified scarecrow, it reduces the threat by a lot. All right, so we may have gotten that achievement because we also didn't get the threat reduction pop-up there. So we may just be in a bugged UI state where it's not showing me pop-ups. That's possible.
Has that happened before?
No,
All right, lots of firsts tonight.
but that definitely reduced the threat. That's part of the route. It reduces the threat by a lot. It just didn't throw it to us. It didn't show it to us.
It didn't
Words.
throw it to us.
Amber and I are both really good at words.
Look, I have botched the intro to my show like 4 shows in a row, including speed seasons.
I am in this picture and I don't like it. See, this is
Like,
why I was
when we
looking
came
forward to
back
this
from
show.
break, I could not.
I was looking forward to this show because just hanging out with Amber, playing Mad Max, having fun.
Oh yeah.
What's not to like? Whenever, for some reason, when you drive up here, they like blow up their defenses. Oh, he just shot me. He usually misses, usually, but it's fine because at the end of this camp, there's kind of a gross out warning. There's an achievement for eating maggots, and
Oh,
Max is
God.
gonna pull them off of a very desiccated body. I'll warn you before it happens. If you're not a fan of gross out stuff, definitely recommend looking away. Thanks for standing in front of me when I tried to throw that. That was fantastic.
I'm actually also gonna look away.
We're still a little bit away from that, but I will let you know when it's coming up. But the maggots heal for a lot. So that's going to give us a huge heal when we do that. This is why I'm not too concerned about taking that sniper shot. Ooh! We kind of got a gamer noise there. It wasn't the full gamer noise. I was still in my roll recovery, and that guy started attacking very, very quickly. And the first guy sort of body blocked me. Normally you can roll past enemies. But he completely blocked me, so my roll got stopped. And I couldn't do anything about the guy hitting me, so good job. Nameless grunt number 3 did his job today. He's gonna get a raise for that. And I do actually want to take damage there, because I need to not be full health to eat the maggots. And since it gives a challenge, I definitely want to eat the maggots. Oh, nice
You
hit.
also want to eat the
Oh,
magnets.
the combo. Wow, they are very upset. Sometimes you just gotta compliment the enemies when they get you good, you know? Then you're supposed to do a bunch of stuff, kill that boss, turn a thing, turn off the fire. I missed. That's not good. This guy's blocking the stairs. Come on. Let me past. The game is very upset today. We got 2 good luck at the start. It's not about us having good luck in the showcase. There we go. Let's try this again.
Yeah, please don't actually eat magnets.
There we go.
Despite our typos in our heads.
Our verbal typos. That's what I like to call them. The keys were right next to each other in our brain. Where am I? Got turned around. Where's the ramp? There it is. All right, gross out warning. Look away if you don't like gross things.
All right. Time to mute and look away. For those of you who don't know,
All right,
I
we're
am
back.
absolutely terrified of insects, so I
It's
appreciate
passed.
warnings like that.
The gross thing is done.
Take it in. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
I just went
there
in
was
the wrong door. It's fine. Sorry, what were you saying?
there was a point. Oh, sorry. There was a point very early into the run where I felt like something was crawling on my arm, and I was mid-sentence talking to you, and like I don't know if anyone had heard my voice like suddenly jump and sound almost panicked for like 3 syllables while I was checking to see if it was my sleeve or something actually crawling on me.
Still blight the lands here.
Has anyone else in chat ever had that feeling where
Oh,
you
yeah.
like you feel that crawly feel, and it's either just like your sleeve or like the hair on your arm? Because that's me.
Well, what happens for me is there's like a hair on the end of my sleeve, and then the sleeve shifts and drags the hair across my arm. That's
Oh God, yeah.
the usual culprit for me. All right, so we're gonna talk to Griffa, and we got a lot more upgrades points to use. Unfortunately, you can't just use some of your upgrade points with Griffa. He's not about that, so you have to spend all of them. We just got 2 legend ranks for free. Oh, we're actually doing amazing on legend ranks. What? I thought we were behind. Okay. Good to know. We just got some good combat stuff going, I guess. I only need 2 more legend ranks, by the way. Like, and then we're done for challenges.
Yo, let's go.
All right, so this camp is annoying. We've got some strats to go fast, but there's some dudes who like to cause trouble, like this guy,
It's a lead slinger.
and that guy, and I'm out of ammo. All right, you get to live for now.
Roadkill.
So this is a different type of camp. Normally in a speedrun, this would be a terrible idea to come here, because it's a stank gum camp where you need to kill all of the enemies in the camp to proceed. But this camp is designed in an interesting way, where there's a lot of gas cans laying around. And conveniently, the gas cans tend to be next to... Get out of here, come on. Tend to be next to the big groups of enemies. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come down here, and there is an ammo container here. So we're gonna grab a shotgun shell. Come on. There we go. Didn't give us 2, unfortunately. We got 1. Pick up this gas can, carry it right into the middle. Let Max reload. Kind of bait them all around the gas can. We're kind of singing a little bit as we talk. Come on. You all need to come fight. Fight me. Fight me. Okay, come on. And then...
Nah, they want to live to fight another day.
Ow, nice hit. And you see that the gas can does a lot of damage when you blow it up. All right, now, anytime we do a showcase on this, we get some smart people in chat who say that gasoline doesn't do that. Yes, you're right. But this isn't gasoline, it's guzzling. Whether or not that's the same thing with a different name like they like to do in this game, you could make an argument. But I like to think that they hand refined their guzzling in Gastown, and it's called Gastown, not Guzzling Town. So I think that means they refine oil in a slightly different way using other additives, and it is explosive. So there you go.
Guzzling,
That's my theory.
like,
A game
guzzling
theory.
sounds like a really, really bad drink. Don't drink that.
It does.
If I ever see an energy drink, it sounds like a bad energy drink name. That's actually exactly what it sounds like. Don't drink it. Ever.
I appreciate that you took the correct decision and completely ignored my bad joke.
Oh, no, I heard it.
Yeah,
But
I'm aware that you heard
much,
it. You just
much
ignored
like what
it.
I do to TGH, I keep going.
Sometimes
like when I-
that is objectively the correct call. Like if my joke is bad enough and you just don't acknowledge it, and then I appreciate it. Like when, you know,
Sometimes you just gotta be the, like, like the I actually don't remember who in the straight man like duo, like straight man in the I don't actually remember the phrase for this in theater off the top of my head, but like Abbott and Costello,
Yeah.
whoever's like called the quote unquote straight man, that was me when I did theater for like a good 9-10 years. And I live that in real life all the time, especially with how much time I'm on the internet. So sometimes it's very, very necessary. And it's funnier that way too.
Oh yeah, there are definitely bad jokes that are legitimately funnier when they get ignored instead of getting a reaction.
Yes.
So that's why I was saying I appreciate it. Jump down here, you idiots! Come on. This guy just doesn't want to come down and play. Come on. Hey, hi. Come on, fight me.
Nah, I don't see an enemy. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no angry Max. Oh, there he is. I guess I'll jump down now. Oh, thank you. Abbott was the straight man. Thank you so much. Also, if you have not looked at or heard their skit, Who's On First?
Oh, it's like a lot of people don't know that's an Abbott Costello skit because it's been redone so many times. But the original version is fantastic and about 5 times longer than you think it is.
Yeah. I remember it being referenced, I want to say, in a Bugs Bunny cartoon like many years ago.
But
it's a much shorter version.
All right, I think I missed a sniper I was supposed to take out, so we're going to get that on the way. But we're pretty much done in Pink Guy's territory, by the way.
I think the profane camps of the
So this is a long section, but it's just, you know,
destroyed.
getting the threat down in Pink Guy's territory, to get the car that we need. It's also a good opportunity for us to get some challenges done that we're going to need eventually. There's a big gap there that I don't want to try and drive across without the ramp. So hang on. This is very Mad Max, by the way. Who needs a road?
Roads? Who needs 'em?
Bridge? Eh. Unnecessary.
War party on the horizon.
I am actually concerned about the level of threat that I have. Because I feel like it should be lower.
No more long-hurled
All right, there we go. Okay, we're fine. That is what it should be. What happens if the car gets flipped? It will unflip itself. But this is not GTA. Like, going onto your roof is not a death sentence. It'll just start physicsing around until its wheels come down. Sort of like in some of the racing games where they have like flip assist as an option where you'll always land wheels down. That's what happens in this game.
Seeping spillage from a convoy made this black truck.
All right.
Do I have... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, do I have time to shout out the blurb about SGDQ?
Yeah, go for it. I'm just driving.
Okay, so just a reminder to everyone who might be joining us. First and foremost, SGDQ, or Summer Games Done Quick, not Summer Games Done Quick, 2021 Online is this upcoming weekend, starting on Sunday. So if you want to see a week-long marathon benefiting Doctors Without Borders, come check us out and donate here on the Games Done Quick channel starting July 4th, so Sunday, to the 11th, also a Sunday. And if you are interested in finding out the schedule for that event, maybe you want to plan your free time to watch what runs you can, or, you know, maybe you just want to see what runs you're going to have up in the background the entire week, because that's what I do. Go to gamesdonequick.com for more information about SGDQ, as well as all of our hotfix shows. This is a GDQ hotfix show. We are Never Before Seen, which is the show that focuses on games that are never seen in a mainline GDQ event. So if you happen to speedrun a game or know someone who does and they would like to submit it, that game has never been run in an AGDQ, SGDQ, or GDQx event, and you'd like to submit it to the show, type !MBS into the chat and you'll find the link to be able to send me your runs, and I'd love to have you on board. Is this a pre-GDQ? We have hotfix content year-round between main events. For those who aren't aware, and this is very live. Chat's pre-recorded though.
Yeah.
Don't believe the liars who are saying no. Chat's live. That's a lie.
Yeah, hotfix is on almost every night of the week. During weekdays, it pretty much starts 7 p.m. Eastern. Weekends are a little bit less predictable. We have a calendar on gamesdonequick.com/hotfix.
Yeah.
Check it out. Speaking of which, I need to make sure I update that for July tonight.
That seems right. Which, by the way, speaking of hotfix shows, you host a hotfix show, don't you?
Yes, the Community Spotlight every Monday starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, except when I take a week off, like this week. But the Monday after SGDQ, what I like to do is I like to have the bonus stream, which is a callback to an old tradition in GDQ, where after the event was over, we'd just feature more runs that didn't make it in the marathon. So what I do is I take runners who were on the backup games list, but were not pulled into the main event, and we have a show showing off some of the games that were on standby in case of an emergency for SGDQ, and we show them off on the Monday afterwards. It's a lot of fun.
I will also be doing that the week after SGDQ, except I will be picking runs that were on the backup list and on standby that specifically fit my show's criteria. So we are looking at probably 3 really awesome runs. I've confirmed everyone. So we're going to have like Cosmo Tank, Pumpkin Jack, and then Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the DLC of it. So that's actually going to be really, really awesome with 3 fantastic runners and a few commentators as well. So definitely check that out. That will be the Wednesday after SGDQ, so July 14th. So if you want, 2 mini bonus streams of sorts with a more GDQ related content, check the Community Spotlight out on the 12th and never before seen on the 14th.
Let me
You got a
through.
barricade. I've never seen a barricade made of meat before.
There we go. No, let me through. Oh my god. Okay, we did it. Sorry, I hope I didn't interrupt you.
No, you are good. I was just telling people what dates to check our shows out post SGDQ. Since we're both doing bonus streams.
And I can give the personal recommendation that if you've never seen Cosmo Tank before, fantastic run. Xandra loves that game, loves to talk about it, super enthusiastic. Good run to make sure you catch.
Yeah, Xandra will actually be having Liz Star on for commentary for that too, so it's going to be a good time.
No, I turned left. Okay.
Oh, just think of the miracles I'll be able to perform with her.
I tried to do this without using the GPS, and I forgot which way I was supposed to go. So then it didn't wind up saving time. I've also had, on my show, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the DLC that they're going to run. And that's not what you would expect it to be in terms of the speedrun. It's fun. So tune in for that, the Wednesday after GDQ for Never Before Seen. It'll be fun.
Yeah. It's going to be a really, really good time. And I will personally also mention, because I am increasingly excited about it, I'm also running an SGDQ this year in the Sonic block with a 2-players, 1-controller run of Sonic 3D Blast. It's going to be a wonderful disaster. So y'all should definitely tune in on Thursday of SGDQ. Maybe donate. I hear there's like prizes and stuff.
I've never seen that before. There's these little like dust devils that can spawn throughout the wasteland. And one of them spawned in the city. I've never seen that before.
Oh. There's been a lot of firsts.
Yeah.
Is there a schedule for the games? Yes, you can go to, if you type in !SGDQ. If I can find SGDQ on my keyboard. Go to gamesdonequick.com/schedule and you can find the schedule there.
So story-wise, we finally made it to Gastown. So we have fulfilled our goal, getting to Gastown, but the next step is we need to get into the race. We got to win the race. To win, the winner of the race gets the big chief, which is the big car, which has a V8 in it. But the guy who runs the race is that guy who's up on the platform, and well, he doesn't know who we are, and if we want to get in the race, he's got to scratch somebody off the roster. So we got to do him a favor. Also, I love this one enemy who uses corpse as a verb. It's so fantastic. It says, we corpse them all. And if you get into a fight with him, he goes, cockroach looking for a corpse in. I just love the flavor of the enemy dialogue in this game. But the Outcrier, the guy who does like the commentary for the race, he really likes lights. So his car's got a bunch of lights on it. And he has a thrall that follows him around with a generator so that he can have a vest with a bunch of Christmas lights on it. So he's got a dude whose entire job is to carry around a generator on his back to power this dude's Christmas lights. Like, that's some powerful energy. But his Christmas lights are going out. You know, and Christmas lights, they don't last forever. They're not made too well. Fuses start going shot. You know, they go out one at a time. So he wants more Christmas lights. And that's our mission. We got to get him more Christmas lights. And he knows where some are, but it's in the middle of a big buzzard stronghold. And they're super scary. Everybody's afraid of the buzzards. And when Chum finds out, he's like, oh my God, we can't go there. It'll be a last dance with death. And Max just replies with well, we got to go there. Otherwise we can't be in the race. So what happens, happens. And Chum's all scared. So more installments of Local Man Too Angry to Die, or to even be afraid.
Is there no other way? None who ventures
Oh, he's going to do the dialogue here. Yeah.
return.
Road vermin don't scare me.
No, not roadkill. Buzzards. It's a
Could you imagine that though, Amber? Like,
We can't go.
No one's
having
really
an outfit that was so shiny and sparkly, you had to have somebody walking around behind you carrying a portable generator.
Wait. This person actually wears the Christmas lights.
Yes, they are like in his vest.
Okay. I had missed the part where, like, it's, you know, an outfit.
Yes. So there's a bunch of lights on his car, but he himself has lights on his outfit. And they're Christmas lights, and it's a post-apocalyptic world. So the only way to power that is with a dude carrying a generator behind you.
Incredible.
Endless. And everyone a possible trove for treasure. A man could go mad dreaming of it.
no detours. We follow this road.
So there is a
Risk
common
it.
theory, because the Mad Max universe and this whole area that we're in with the bullet farm, with Gastown, etc., is location agnostic. The entire point throughout the movies and the other side material is that it's never given a location on the Earth. It's just some place in the wasteland in the post-apocalyptic world. But given the accents of a few of the characters in the game and the architecture of this airport we're going to, some people like to say this is near Sydney. I've never been to the Sydney airport, but apparently some people say that this airport has a remarkable similarity to the Sydney airport, and some of the characters very definitely have Australian accents. But it's completely unconfirmed. Take it with a grain of salt.
Looks like the
Just a nice little tidbit.
So many awful
I've seen a couple of people remark on how fake sounding the Australian accents are in this game, and I can confirm they are very fake sounding, but if you want even faker sounding Aussie accents, you should look at the the Tasmanian Tiger series. I love that series, don't get me wrong, but my God, like, my best friend is Australian, so like the accent is, you could tell when it's not a real accent.
I mean, there's also very big difference between a Brisbane accent and a Sydney accent.
Yeah.
And also, we're in the post-apocalypse so far that the language has changed.
Oh yeah, that's
So,
fair.
I give
You
a
could
little bit of
justify
leeway
it
on
with
the
that.
terrible Australian accent because of that, you know?
You could definitely justify it with that for sure. A little bit how like the lyrics in like Near Replicant and Near Automata are not any discernible language. They're just meant to be like what would happen to this combination of languages 1,000 years from now.
Apparently the first Mad Max movie was produced in Australia, so that makes sense, according to someone feeding us that info in chat. But yeah, the entire idea is that they stay away from identifying where it is exactly in the canon.
If we cannot lower that bridge, we will go no further.
I'll do it. Stay here.
So we're in the Underdune. We'll probably finish this quest and then take another break, because the timing looks about right for that, if that sounds good to you.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
This time I'll actually refill my water, since I was busy restarting my computer last time.
Let's get out of here then.
There's also like a really important character in this game who comes from the movie that we haven't seen at all, because she only shows up in cutscenes, but will show up a little bit near the end, and that's Hope. Hope is in the game, and Max and Hope have kind of this thing going on where they've been helping each other out back and forth. Max helped her get her daughter out of a cage, and then she escaped later on. Then Max helps her out again later, and then they're kind of trading favors back and forth and building a little bit of a rapport. And that's going to become important to the story here at the end. So since we haven't seen any of that, I figure it's worth mentioning before we get to the point where that becomes relevant.
We go deeper until we find what we came for.
I hear them scurrying below like dead.
All right, so I believe in terms of legend ranks, we need 2 more, I think. I don't remember if we got 1 more. We should get at least 1 in the forced combat coming up, and there's another one that we will get for sure in the race. So we're good on legend ranks. And the very worst case scenario, there's a few others we can get if we need to go back and get an extra legend rank. So we're good to go on that requirement at least. And that's the big routing thing, is making sure you have enough legend rank, because you get to the big iconic mission. I think it's the race against the big chief, and if you don't have a high enough legend rank, you just won't do it. Get out of the cart.
Not by car anyway.
Tread lightly. Who knows what terror's lurking in that gloom?
Yeah, cry's errand, boys.
So the buzzards are kind of terrifying, and in this concept of this place you're going through, because as you go through, you just see more and more bodies, because they let people get in and let them get within sight of their objective, and then they kill them. And it's just sort of like, wow, that's... I forgot to get this upgrade, by the way, so we're just going to grab this now. I just noticed because of my scrap count. Lost a few seconds from that because it does affect our top speed, but we've got it now. But the whole idea is the buzzards, they watch and observe, so that when people invade their territory, they don't attack immediately, they just see what they're after, and then they let them get close, and then they ambush them. There's also the world's tamest jump scare coming up. But if you are not a fan of jump scares, I will let you know when we're almost there,
Full end of weapon ready.
just so it doesn't catch you by surprise. But if you're really into this game casually and you're not paying attention, you're just like, yeah, Max, we're going there. It'll catch you by surprise. It definitely made me go, ooh, when it's right here. Around this corner and blah, noise and mannequins and yeah, there you go.
The store. Gotta be this way.
Yeah, I can see how that would get someone. It would probably get me.
Yeah, if you're really into the game and you're focusing on what's going on, just round that corner, it makes a little bit of a noise, not like a loud scream, and then there's just mannequins.
Get out.
It's creepy. I love that you can hear,
Yeah, this should be enough.
what is this, Deck the Halls in the background? There's Christmas music playing in here.
Let me actually... Yeah, I
Right.
couldn't quite discern it.
These little guys are the big threat in this fight, so I am intentionally going after them first. Somehow I took damage without interrupting my combo. What? I don't know how I managed that. Oh, nice. He punched me while I was mid-punch. That was really strange because I took damage. It should have interrupted my combo and it didn't.
I'm not sure which is more amusing, that or the person punching the car but still somehow damaging you.
He punched the car door and it made like a fist on metal sound. And then I took damage.
How generous is the game with like checkpoints after death?
It depends on where you are. There are certain areas that just have checkpoints.
Okay.
Okay, we're good. That's 25. That's all we really needed here. Now we have to kill a certain amount of enemies in here to trigger the advancement of this area. After I kill enough enemies in here, some dudes will burst the door open. And then I can keep going. That was weird. I countered the attack. I like punched the dude and countered the attack at the same time, which normally shouldn't be possible. Okay, he busted the door open. We're good. Oh no, let me through. Come on, dude. He just took out his friend. Thanks. He's like, don't block the door, you dingus. All right, what legend rank does that put me at? Okay, we're good. We did not need one more.
I keep typoing NBS info as NBS Ingo.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, I'm like one key to the right ever so slightly while I'm trying to type.
Whoa. Physics, hello.
That's that was some physics.
It's weird though, because like your finger's hitting the B correctly. And the S.
So for reference, my keyboard doesn't have anything on its keycaps. This is my partner's old keyboard. Like when I moved in with him, I got so tired. Like I didn't have a proper setup. I had my laptop and that was it. So for streaming and stuff, we shared his PC for a while until I got my own. And I was so sick of trying to type on blank keycaps that he thought were cool when he bought this keyboard in 2015. Or sorry, 2018. That I was like, no, you're using my keyboard so I can actually see the letters. When I got my PC, I didn't want to take my keyboard back, so I just took his old keyboard, and I've been with blank keycaps ever since, and I really like the way they feel, but I can't see where I'm at on the keyboard, so if I start typoing, it's over.
So that just happened.
That definitely just happened.
Really? That's gonna damage the vehicle? All right, can I run through this or do I need to have the car? I can run through it, okay. All right, so we're gonna teleport back to Gastown and that'll be a good place to take a break. Amber?
Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I got very confused while I was, like, responding to someone asking if there was another game after this. Anyways, that said, It is time for a break. Much like anything else with Hotfix, we do encourage wellness breaks. So that includes our longer speed runs. And it's a great time to get up, stretch, hydrate, use the restroom if you need to, get a snack, all that good stuff. Take care of yourself. But I want to remind everyone who's in chat that SGDQ 2021 Online is upcoming on Sunday. It starts on Sunday, the 4th. So if you want to see a week-long marathon benefiting Doctors Without Borders, come check us out over here on our Games Done Quick channel, where you can watch the event and donate to a wonderful cause from July 4th to the 11th. That said, we will be right back. And if anyone's wondering if there is another game after this, the answer is not tonight, but there will be another show tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, the first step. They will, Kizaron and J Hobbs host that show. It is wonderful. I'll talk a little bit more about it at the end of this show. But yeah, you can find our hotfix content almost every night. And then starting on Sunday is the full SGDQ main event. So that said, we'll be right back after this quick break. I think we're good. Yeah, let's go hydrate. Hello everyone, welcome back to Never Before Seen. My name is AmberCyprian. I am your host, and we're joined by the wonderful tech and showrunner Railcoon. We're gonna keep going with this Mad Max run. We've got how far are we in on this?
I don't know. My splits crashed. We're a little bit over 2 hours. I don't know how far.
Yeah, a little bit over 2 hours. I'm looking at a 2:17:23 so far. So doing pretty good, I think.
Camera.
Because like I was using your splits as a point of reference myself, and then everything went on fire. Anyways, I am ready to keep going with this run if you are.
Yep, we can resume going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So the look on this guy's face is great, because we come back and we hand him the lights, and it's very clear he did not expect us to return. Unfortunately, we skipped the cutscene, so you'll just have to believe me on that one. So now, we've got the permission to enter the race, but there's a problem. We need a fighter to go with us. So we have to go recruit a fighter. We're going to take this fast travel point that we unlocked earlier, because it's very slightly closer. And then we are going to have to use the GPS here, because I always mess up this traversal. So we're just going to set where we're going. And the GPS lies. It tries to take you down a bad road. So we use it a little bit, and then we ignore it, and then it fixes itself when we get far enough away from where it wants us to go. But the two paths here are so close in distance, and that one just, it's terrible. Because this is paved road, which gives you even higher top speed. And the one it wants to take you down is like mud. Because the GPS only cares about distance, not road type. So yeah, we're on our way to the O-Ring, where fighters hang out to recruit a fighter to join the race with us. But, shocker, we're going to have to do a race to get the fighter on our team, and that's why we needed all the upgrades that we've gotten so far.
Long shot stalk this region, Saint. Be on guard.
Somebody in chat says, just like real-life GPS. You're not wrong.
Spread your wings, pretty lady.
I don't think people would disagree with you. Also, yes, Chum just called the car Pretty Lady. Listening to Chum's dialogue through this game as you play casually is quite entertaining. He is definitely a character. So one of the fun things about this race we're doing, it's like I described earlier, it's a death race. There's enemy racers who are trying to kill you the entire time. And you need to finish the race in first, without dying, within a time limit. And this one's actually pretty difficult, because it locks you to a specific car. But there's a little bit of an oversight in this race that we're going to take advantage of at the start. Basically, if they are within range to be attacking you, it sucks. So the strategy is to never let them be in range of you, which sounds harder than it is. So we gotta build the speed demon here, because that's important. Crodazzle's gonna check to make sure we have this car parked here for some reason. Not that we have it unlocked. This specific setup is parked here. Oh, I am running in here first. I need to talk to Crodazzle first. This is the other race guy. He's the rival of the Outcrier. And his big thing is he's a crow and music. Where did these dudes come from? Hello? Did they completely box me in?
Looks to me like you've got a barricade of made of meat and metal.
That was impressive. They perfectly parked to box me in there. Like, I can't even be angry at that. That's just impressive. So we got to talk to Fumehead, Max calls her, because she's currently addicted to huffing gasoline. Her name's actually Tenderloin. But apparently she has a debt to Crodazzle. And he wants us to pay it off by racing. Shocker. Also, this ladder doesn't exist for a second here. It's fine. But yeah, Crodazzle's thing is he's a crow, and he likes to put speakers on everything. So music and birds. And he's the rival of the Outcrier, who's just about lights. And there's an entire side quest for the Outcrier where you steal his giant truck with speakers all over everything. So, like I said, if you're with them in close range, this race sucks. But if you look at the shape of this track and you just turn left, suddenly we're in front of them. So if you ever had difficulty with this casually, turn left. That is my expert advice.
That is some good expert advice.
So this is a barrel bash race. There's a few different types. And this one, there are checkpoints. There are these barrels. And it's not that you drive through the checkpoint. You must crash into a barrel in order to get the checkpoint. If you do not crash into a barrel, it does not count. That's the other issue, is that if you were not in first, well, some of the barrels have already been crashed into. And you can see why that might be an issue. They do not respawn. This point has a few tight corners, so I'm going to actually slow down for once. I know. It's heresy. Not holding down the accelerator the entire time in a speed run. What am I doing? Whoa.
Still speed run.
Didn't quite fully spin out. Just came close. And then it's pretty much
Everything's
a
under
straight
control.
shot. I thought that's all racing was turning left. No, that's NASCAR. That's different. That's not all racing.
And they're making a left turn. And they're making another left turn.
What if one driver crashes into all the barrels? You can crash into most of them. I don't know if you can get all of them. But the CPUs don't care about hitting the barrels. They just chase you. Like, they don't have their run invalidated by not driving through a barrel. What do you think they do? Follow the rules?
Ha!
That was a great run.
Oh, come on. I need to wait for this autosave. Come on.
Let's go, Rick.
Because I need to put my armor back on. It took off all my armor. Because Speed Demon, in order to go fast, is lighter. There we go. We also need some upgrades for Max. So we were waiting to get these because these give us more punching damage, and we needed the gas guzzler rank to get those. We also need any jacket upgrade and any wrist upgrade. So we need one of those 3 types. Jacket, wrist, and fist upgrades are going to be required, along with the legend rank to get this mission coming up. So now we need to go talk to Tenderloin. We've cleared her debt. She can fight with us now. We just got 120 scrap for free. That's nice.
Our deal's done.
And then we're gonna go do the Gastown race. And every time I say that, I think Gastown races, sing this song. Doodah.
Doodah.
It's not quite the right lyrics.
Not sure I get the point.
So this is a really long and annoying race, but if you do it right, it's very short. So I'm gonna knock on my head because I don't have any wood handy, and then hope this goes well. So one of the important things is you center the big chief in the center of your screen and you spam the button. Spam that button because you can fire one instantly before these cars move, and it'll target him and not these other cars. Like that. One of the nice things about Tenderloin is she reloads way faster than Chum. Do not spin me out, my dude. So it's not so much a race as there's a timer and I gotta blow him up before he blows me up within that timer. So it's like kind of a race. And there we go. Good race. Apparently I've started a debate on the difference between NPCs and CPUs.
Got no quarrel with you.
I do not have skin in this game. I apologize. Alright. So this fight is a little bit random, but I discovered there's sort of a way to manipulate it. You can only do like 4 hits and then she'll start dodging and then you have to counterattack her. But if you slowly walk away from her, it gets her to attack. And she has 2 different attacks. One you can counterattack and one you can't. But after the one where you cannot counterattack it, she completely misses, she does a follow-up that can be counterattacked. So if you walk away just right, she'll attack immediately, and then you can either counterattack or wait for the counterattack. Perfect parries are good because you do a little bit of damage on the parry animation. Like that.
I enjoy AI that can be manipulated.
So the whole idea is there's 2 people on a racing team. They consider the person who's firing the weapons just as important member of the team as the person driving, which is a little wholesome actually. And then when you win, the 2 people have to fight to see who's actually the champion.
That's a little less wholesome.
Yeah, a little bit less wholesome. You know, the whole fighting to the death part. But I do like the idea that the support is considered just as important member of the team as the carry. Right. We need to. Okay, there we go. I think we've done enough damage here. We need to hit certain health thresholds where he stops taking damage and he turns red and then he charges at us. Then we're gonna bait him to charge into those barrels for him to become vulnerable again. Then we're gonna do it one more time. I need a weapon. There's a weapon. There should be another weapon somewhere over here, but I don't know where it went. Because there's a dude with a weapon who got blown into lots of squibbly bits. Yes, I said squibbly bits. Right, I think that's enough damage. Yes, it is. So bait him over here. All right, and I have an upgrade that I need to buy here. Increased ammo belt. Means I have increased ammo on all of my weapons, including on foot and in the car. You'll see now I have 2 knife slots. But also it means I have more thunder harpoons and more shotgun shells. It's just generally good. But it's important because earlier I mentioned I always want to have my knife slots full. And currently I have no weapons on me except for knives. So when I loot this, I get 2 knives. Now my knife slots are full. And that takes care of that. So Scrotus is also too angry to die. Plot twist. We gotta fight him again. Also, he just called me a fox thief.
I mean, you're one of those things. It was Fox,
Look at this
right?
drop kick. Oh, he didn't do it again. Max just legitimately drop kicks a dude when he's angry.
But he's always angry, so is he always drop kicking?
No.
Oh,
He's extra angry.
okay.
Hit Scrotus. Oh, he was stunned, which means I can't attack him directly. Gotta do the punch animation. Attack me. He's in this state where if I try to attack him, I won't do damage. I gotta let him do an attack and tire himself out.
Ah, the classic.
And I think that's enough damage. Come on. There we go. You gotta get him to like half health and then get a stun and then punch him while he's stunned to end the fight. It's a little bit strange. So we have defeated, in air quotes, Scabrous Scrotus. Spoiler alert, he's not dead yet. Because Stank Gum, who's supposed to be dead, showed up and shot us with a crossbow. And then Scrotus kicked us into the underbelly of Gastown. But we just have to wait until Max says the car and then we start running away. Because then Chum will do the rest of the dialogue by himself.
Yeah, that woman. The doctor said concubine. She'll know. She'll know where it is.
So now we have won the car and they're refusing to give us the car. So we're going to steal the car because it's ours. We won it. We followed the rules. Max surprisingly went through the rules to win the car. Like he didn't just
Which is
take the car
absurd.
from the start. He actually followed all the rules and they didn't give him the car. So I feel like he's justifiably angry right now.
Oh, yeah. Like, if I jumped through 5 billion hoops, did a bunch of garbage just to get a car, and they're like, nah, you can't have it. It's ours.
So that's Hope, by the way. She tells us that Scrotus is looking everywhere for us because he doesn't believe we're dead. And she helps us get into the underbelly to where the Big Chief is. And that's important because that means now we owe her one in our trading back and forth of favors. So I'm going to bait these guys a little bit further away. Just let them move away from this doorway. Come on. And then we're going to go. Because I just want to carry this here. Hopefully get far enough. Yeah, there we go. That door can only be opened by an explosion. And doing that quickly without having to like bait them too far away is actually kind of annoying. So I'm glad I got that first try.
Let's go.
All right, I am going to focus on shooting the blue enemies with my shotgun because they block and you have to do a power hit to break their guard. So we're gonna reload, let this knife guy get very upset and hit some of his friends. And the second blue guy just jumped down, so we're gonna kill him as well. Maybe line up a double kill. Didn't quite get the double kill. This guy with the knife is extremely upset, but that means he does damage to his friends, so we're not actually too concerned with taking him out. This is helping us. And then we can take him out with Fury. Because these guys who normally dodge cannot dodge when you're in Fury mode.
Also, since we have a lot of new faces in chat, just a reminder to people, because I've seen it asked a lot, is this SGDQ? No, SGDQ starts on Sunday, July 4th. So if you want to see SGDQ, an entire week-long marathon benefiting Doctors Without Borders, come check us out here on the Games Done Quick channel, and that would be on Sunday, July 4th to Sunday, July 11th. You can check us out and donate here on this channel. If you want the schedule for the event, go to gamesdonequick.com/schedule. If you are wondering what this is GDQ Hotfix. We are a series of different shows, usually with different themes and goals and everything. And that is, you know, to promote speedrunning content throughout the year when we are not doing our main events. So we are almost every day of the week there is a show, or nearly every day of the week there is another show. I am one of them. There are many others like me. Railcoon is also a host.
Yeah. So somebody in chat's mentioning how much effort was put in this game, and it's a very good point to bring up that, like, if Avalanche had kind of phoned it in on the movie tie-in open world game, I don't think anyone would have blamed them, because everybody's used to just like movie games being kind of terrible. But they put so much effort into this game. It's very obvious, especially if you play it casually. It's a lot of fun, even if you're not a speedrunner. It's on sale right now. If you're a fan of Mad Max, they do a good job of making it feel like you're in the Mad Max universe with all the dialogue of the characters, but also just whenever you're hanging out in an area or in a fight, the enemies will be yelling at you. Background characters will be talking and just mentioning stuff that's going on. They did a good job of making it feel very Mad Max. So we've got the Big Chief now. It's this giant chonker. So we're driving it back to Deep Fry's temple. We're going to take the engine out and put it in our car. But the issue is, when we get there, Hope is going to be like, okay, we got a problem. My daughter, you helped her escape earlier. She's gone. We had a meetup place where we were supposed to meet up, make sure we were both safe. We'd find each other. She didn't make it. I need you to go find her. And Max is like, he's upset, but he owes her. So he agrees to go and find her daughter, Glory. So now we gotta go.
Glory.
Yep.
All right.
So now we gotta go
following.
Back to the Underdune, the big buzzard place. Because apparently she was somewhere near there. And of course that means she's now in the Underdune. I'm giggling at chat, Amber. Do you see that?
I know you are. What kind of show am I? I am the show of butchering the English language. I host the show that is about speed runs of games that have never been run in AGDQ, SGDQ, or GDQx. Jeez.
Amber and I have a long-standing tradition of making fun of each other when we typo, both on the keyboard or verbally. So that is why I'm giggling. It is not mean-spirited. There will be plenty of instances where I mess up and Amber will be giggling at me in return.
Oh yeah. Like, we've been having a great time. We saw someone typo my name and typo Richard, who is the tech running this show right now in the background, typoed Richard's name. I am now Ambee, A-M-B-E-E, or 2 E's actually, not 3.
So you're just a B because you am B.
Ambee, I am a B, and then Richard is Richarf, which means that Richard's username is Augenfrocker instead of Augendrocker. And I can't stop laughing at Augenfrocker.
I like the contribution in chat, like Palpatine voice. I am the show.
I am the show.
I can't quite do the Palpatine voice. I can get
I don't know the
close.
Palpatine voice, so I will just like state very plainly, I am the show.
The Palpatine voice. Do it. Execute Order 66. I can't quite get the full like throatiness there. It's hard, and even like if you try to do it and you don't have a lot of practice, it's just, oh god, it destroys your voice. Like, legit impressive that that person can talk like that for long stretches in the movies.
Oh my goodness. Kate, who is saying it took forever to realize what Railcoon meant. It wasn't until I saw Railcoon running this very game for a no longer running show for Hotfix called Runners Wanted, where I found out that their name was nuclear spelled backwards.
I mean, it was a long-standing meme in the StarCraft community, to the point where I don't remember if it was Whiplash or if it was Ask Joshi. One of the big casters who's moved on to other things since then showed up to an MLG with a sign that just said Railcoon is nuclear backwards on it. Was just in the crowd holding that up.
Oh my god.
And it was fantastic. Max, you want to move?
No.
All right. Get the roll. Ah. If I roll in the right place off that beam, I can go straight through this doorway. Not have to like climb up that little ledge. It's really hard. What race was I in StarCraft? Okay, so it was Terran in Brood War, Zerg in StarCraft 2.
I'm fine. Stay with the car.
Someone is curious why there are just now Mad Max runs. Well, I've run this game for a very long time.
Gotta go deeper.
It's taken other people a while to pick it up. But recently there are 2 new people who picked up the speedrun. I am no longer the sole runner. One of them has taken the world record, and I have not grinded enough to take it back. So if you're interested in this speedrun, there are some very basic notes on speedrun.com. You'll have to make some adjustments and find stuff that works for you, or you can just ask questions. But it is a small community if that is the thing that you enjoy. I tried to get a triple kill with that shotgun shot, but I killed one and I damaged 2 more. Didn't get the full triple kill. These guys are annoying because they block. Got to do like a fully charged hit to get through their block.
It's safe now, kid.
Also, I understand there is a lot of confusion over the show name. I am terrible at naming things, so Never Before Seen was the name of the show I came up with, and nobody stopped me. So naturally, it turned out to be a small disaster, but it is my disaster, and I am very happy with it.
I mean, it's also on brand for our boss, Muffins, who is fully on board with just naming things descriptively. We have an RPG show once a month run by Tina Hacks.
Oh god, that name is so good.
Where we were discussing the name in a meeting, and Tina said, I don't know what I'm going to name it. Tina's RPG show, I guess. And then because of that, the full name of the show is now Tina's RPG show, I guess, with a comma and a question mark. Because that's just sort of the type of ship we run around here.
Like, I don't know what I'll name it. Tina's RPG show, I guess?
Yeah.
Like, meanwhile, like, I didn't come up with the name for Sonic and the Side Quests or Sonic and the Shiny Things. However, like, which were specials that were hosted here on GDQ Hotfix, but I did name the Sonic Speedrun community's recent marathon Sonic's Birthday Blast, and that came to me literally in a dream that was like induced from stress from organizing the Sonic 3D Blast tournament in March. So I was just like in a meeting like post that tournament, I was like, yo, what if we call our our 30th anniversary marathon Sonic's birthday blast, and they're like, "Yo, I love it. How'd you come up with that?" And I was like, literally came to me in a dream because I was stressing out about the tournament."
So like, that's fantastic. But also, here's Glory. We were searching for her in this whole area. We had to search 2 of those caves after the first one. One of them has a shotgun shell, so you can use that to do the fight. That's easy there. And the other one doesn't have any enemies, so we do those 2. And the one that doesn't have any enemies is right next to this area that we're right now. So doing them in that order, it's also better for travel time. And now we're carrying Glory out. But the problem is the way we came just collapsed. So we're just going this way. Yeah, we'll figure something out, right? And of course, this is where a boss fight is going to happen. And this is a really annoying fight because there's one big boss guy, pretty similar to what we fought earlier in the big fire room, but he's got a bunch of lackeys with him. And the issue is this fight ends when everything is dead. And if you kill all the lackeys, he spawns more. So the way this sort of goes is we gotta fight these guys, give ourselves Fury meter because it's faster to fight him with Fury, but leave a few alive. Hello? This guy was just like dodging, just moving. So now that we have the Fury meter, we can just attack him. I'm trying not to do finishers because there's a lot of enemies. Oh, he did the double hit. It is like one quick hit and then an attack afterwards, and you can't dodge them both. So yeah, we're gonna whittle through these enemies and build up our Fury meter a little bit. We're gonna use both of our shivs for big chunks of damage. They also are good at building Fury. You can kind of punch him when he's got his guard up, but this guy, it just does almost no damage. So we're gonna punch him again, use a shiv that should give us Fury. What? No, didn't give us Fury? One of the issues is this guy can damage his allies. So near the end, we need to make sure we're controlling our positioning so he doesn't kill all of his friends and spawn more. But this was a really solid 2-cycle. That's very rare on this fight, because I call it 2-cycle because it was 2 Furies.
2-cycle, 2 Furious.
That is actually one of the best fights I've had there. Like, no joke. It's also important that we loot the big guy. I think it's this one. Because he gives us a bunch of scrap and 3 shotgun shells.
Please let us go.
Come on. That's
So that fight was fantastic. Also, there's some unfortunate positioning of models here. And Mad Max will briefly push Glory through the spikes on the vehicle here.
Oh.
Whoop.
Oh, yep, nope. That's how that works.
So now we need to drive Glory all the way home, back to Deep Fry's temple. But of course, it's the buzzards. They're not going to make it that easy. Like, we got this vehicle, it's the drop kicker. It can drop mines. And the reason why it has infinite mines is because it makes a vaguely mechanical sound afterwards of it reloading mines. And you're just not supposed to question where it gets the new mines from. So if you listen, you just hear the and then you can fire again. Maybe it's also powered by anger. I'm not sure.
Why's your mama stay behind?
That was a fun flip.
Thin Man could get out.
Why wouldn't everything be powered by anger?
Smart. But why the underdue?
Mama had to scratch you now.
What is our timer at, by the way?
I am seeing 2:49,
Man was killed.
You did good.
48.
Okay. barring anything terrible happening, we should be able to just finish this out without another break. But if we lose,
Okay.
if we lose a bunch of time to something, then we'll take another break.
Okay.
If that sounds like a good plan to you.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh, what am I? How did I get stuck on that?
Sit tight.
Right, so part of the issue here is you do not want these guys in front of you because they're also driving the cars that drop mines. But thankfully, if you get in front of them and you drop the mines, usually they will try to dodge them and stay off your butt. This guy is very close though, and I need him to not be this close. Get off my butt. There we go, he dodged. Should be good now, hopefully. And you're gonna get to hear this wonderful noise of me dropping the mines just because it does keep them from harassing me since they try to keep their distance. I will stop hitting the button once they stop chasing me. That is the promise that I have to you. I think we're good.
Also, even if you lose time, we can keep going without a break if you are okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Does Australia have raccoons? I feel like maybe there's a trained raccoon that's creating landmines in the back seat. Maybe, but counterpoint, this is the post-apocalypse where a guy threatened to eat our dog.
Yes.
So
Sounds
I
safe.
feel like if there were raccoons in the post-apocalyptic wasteland, they'd probably just eat them. Also, that would make Sky sad, so yeah, that's not going to happen.
The little voice in my ear is telling me that Australia does not have raccoons. So I am prone to believing the little voice in my ear.
Wallabies and quokkas, yeah, those exist. I don't know if it's quokkas or quokkas.
I'm going to say
The little voice in my ear is also informed by Google.
you can be father.
Thank you, Ogden Frocker.
Darn it, Amber. I know I should call you Ambo in that circumstance.
No, it's Ambo or Ambi. Whatever it is, you just add a vowel to the end of my name instead of
Here we are. We made it.
So I get to see
All right, so we get back with Glory, and we find out that Chum's gone with the car. Because earlier, when Chum and Max were driving to the Underdune, Chum was like, we shouldn't be coming here. Why are we coming here? We shouldn't risk the car when it's done. And Max is like, it's not done yet. Angry voice. But then, you know, Chum agrees, yes, the work is never finished. And then Max clarifies that he needs to put 2 giant oil tanks in the back for his drive across the Plains of Silence. And this scares Chum, because Chum is like, but that's where I go. That's where I sit. Where will my place be? And he's talking in very biblical terms. What in the world? That was quite a spin. And he's very obviously losing faith in Max. So we come back and the car is gone, and Max is like, he stole it. He stole it. How could he do it? Should never trust anyone. Can't believe I let myself trust someone. And he makes that sound too. And we got another fight here with Stank Gum. This is gonna be the final fight with Stank Gum, because there's a cutscene we're gonna skip where Max very definitely kills him by stomping his face in. And he will dodge shotgun shells, but he's got some friends here. And if you shoot them and get him in the AoE blast, he won't dodge that. So that's what I'm gonna be trying to do.
What are you talking about? What have we done?
Missed. Missed. It's kind of hard because you gotta just sort of line it up. You can't do it on purpose, otherwise he dodges it. Nah, that's not a good angle. Okay, he punched me out of it. Oh, and he moved right as I started it. Okay, we're fine. I'm trying to get him to behave in a similar way to we did Tenderloin earlier, because he's got 3 attacks as opposed to Tenderloin, where he's got just a delay, the good old Mike Tyson 8-second delay, if you're familiar with Punch Out. He's got an undodgeable attack that he does not follow with a counterable one. And he's got a counterable attack. Actually, I lied, there's 4, because there's 2 versions of the counterable attack. He can do a fast one or a normal timed one. And I found what could be a manipulation the other day, but I'm having trouble setting it up. Okay, we have Fury, which is good, because enemies cannot dodge you in Fury. And if I can get him against a wall, I can combo him in Fury, but that's not happening. So we did a little bit of damage, not as much as we'd like. Just gonna kill these guys to get them out of the way.
I hear we have Fury, and all I can think about is Fawful from the Mario and Luigi series. It's Fawful,
Okay.
this little green jerk that just talks weird and goes, "I have Fury!"
Okay,
Like,
manipulation
yep.
didn't work. So that was just luck last time. Good to know. I heard you, I'm just focusing.
You are all good. That was mostly more for chat.
Because I have very little health and I cannot afford to make mistakes on this fight now.
You got this.
He's not going to spawn any more enemies. It's just him and me. I just have to be watching him very carefully for when he does the fast attack. There's the delay. There's the fast one. Oh, he missed. I hit the button, but he was just out of range, so I didn't actually counter it.
Yo, let's go.
And it's hard. You can't really intentionally go for perfect parries here because he has 2 drastically different timings. And if you go try to parry the slow one, he's gonna hit you with the fast one if you're not focusing 100%. That one. But sometimes you'll just get the perfect parry on the fast one on accident, like that.
Oh.
Come on. One more, dude. He's literally 1 punch away.
Yeah, y'all were both sitting on your magic pixels.
All right. Now, here's my favorite speed tech. Man so angry that he punches car. It skips Max's dialogue. I do not have answers for you. Only Max's dialogue, not Chum's.
You meant to plant your petrol tanks back here.
So,
Oh, I missed that one.
Where
Okay.
would Chum Bucket be? What's my place?
Yeah, see, you can legitimately skip dialogue by punching the car. And it's one of the only times where you're waiting on dialogue where Max is talking too.
Zane, I should have trusted you. I'm sorry.
I'm-
Chum is sorry.
I discovered that one on accident because I was just goofing off. I was waiting for Chum to finish talking. I got out of the car. I just started punching the car because why not? I'm tired of hearing this dialogue. And it skipped Max's dialogue. And I was like, excuse me? Why does that work? Is it consistent? And I tried it again and it worked again.
Not back here. Please. Let's just go around. Anyway, there's nothing wrong here.
That no talk, only punch.
No talk him, he angry.
No talk him, he angry.
All right, so
he
now
only punch.
The issue is we're essentially, as a non-canon adventure, we're in the sitcom problem, where. All right, we're gonna drive this off a cliff real quick. 1 second.
Scrotus.
Oh, don't die. Don't die.
I will have
Okay,
his
we're fine.
blood.
So we drove
The
off the
big-
cliff because now Chum is so far away, it's skipping his
I
dialogue.
must find him and end him.
And then we can punch the wall and sometimes skip
is he?
Max's dialogue. This is the important one. Come on, come on, come on.
Blood bag upside
No.
down, getting
Okay, we didn't get the long one.
He called himself
We're
Scout.
entering the big nothing.
Was a war boy, he said. was with Scrotus.
That's gonna be
He
my
said
brain
so.
when this is over. I'm pretty sure.
He'll know. Yeah, he'll know.
Also,
And he
Chrysalis is
will
in chat. Hi,
tell
that's
me.
the world record holder. So we're gonna go to Jeet's Fortress real quick because it refills our ammo. Because for some reason there's a big required fight at the end of the game that doesn't refill your ammo. Why does that exist?
Here's someone with murder in his headlights.
So yeah, this tech was found. The first one of punching the car was found by me just being silly, wasting time because I was tired of hearing the dialogue. And the second one happened when I was mashing too quickly and I accidentally boosted off the edge, but I hit the Y button in time to jump out of the car so that I didn't die. And then somehow, like right on the border of where it would kill me, not dead, skipped all of Chum's dialogue. And then I started punching the wall because, hey, what if it works? And there's like 40 to 60% chance that you skip each line of dialogue from Max when you're doing that. And now we are on the final battle. If this goes really, really well, this will take approximately 6 to 7 minutes. Spoiler alert, it usually doesn't.
Keep my name in their blood.
I'm still losing it at how you discovered that speed tech for both of them. Because that
have
is the
300?
best way to discover it.
All right, so if I have 300 extra scrap at this point, I equip the extra side armor. It protects me, keeps me from doing taking too much damage, but also makes my side rams more damaging.
See their target fire!
Do it. The only thing you know how. Kill.
So one of the issues is these cars that have the shield icon and a number, they have armor. And I can't do the quick ways to kill them while their armor is on. So I have to remove their armor somehow. This guy, I'm going to take off his door and then accidentally jump off a rock. It's fine. Because when you remove their driver's side door specifically, just their driver's side door, you can shoot them with a harpoon.
Do it. The only thing you know how. Kill him.
I just whiffed like all of those side rams. Oh, that sucked. He just got me pretty good.
Finish him!
Until death. Until death.
So basically, I'm just trying to get these guys low. Whoa. Ooh. Okay, we're fine.
That was a noise.
That
A
cliff,
very appropriate noise.
that cliff, if you go off, you're dead. And you have to restart the entire fight. So this guy has a fuel tank in the back. So if I can remove his armor, I can shoot it with my shotgun. Oh, this guy also doesn't have a door. All these people don't have doors. This is fantastic. Thank you for not having doors. I do need to keep one Thunder Harpoon shot because my car's health is very low. And shooting the final objective in this fight, shotgun does damage to the car. This guy just crashed. I mean, I'm not gonna complain, but it's unexpected. Also, he gave up. I did enough damage that he stopped participating in the fight.
Ow! Grinding!
All right, I need to get this guy out.
When did the Mario Kart Double Dash run start? Oh my goodness.
So I need to ram this guy until his armor comes off, and then I can shoot him. And it's that white bar is his armor. But I have to be careful because he's got like little grindy things on his wheels. So if I stay like driving alongside him, the car takes damage continuously. So I'm being very careful here. So now that came off. Shoot it. Ally camps just added 120 scrap. Thank you. And that one is gone.
Fuel tanks are on the sides. A weak spot if
So now
everyone
his
wants
escort is dead. I can attack the land mover. And if I take too long destroying the land mover, then more enemies will spawn, like that. Usually they don't spawn instantly. That's bad luck.
Yeah, that's... Is it just the two?
No, there's more than two. Right,
Oh, no.
so I need to get around to the other side, because you have to destroy both sides. I shot one side with a thunder harpoon, because you can do that from a distance so that it doesn't hurt you. And then you can shoot the other one with a shotgun. Doesn't matter that it's destroying the car, because it triggers a cutscene. Okay, so that wasn't the best fight, but we got through it in one try. That is the most important part. And now there's a few things left over. So Hope and Glory are gone. They were killed by Scrotus because he's angry at Max. So Max is literally hallucinating and hearing their voices in his head telling him to murder everyone. So now we got the Magnum Opus and Chum, who are going to be used to ram into land mover on the side of the vehicle while Chum begs us not to destroy it. And therefore, all of the side characters have been gotten rid of. And hey, look, the Interceptor wasn't destroyed. Scrotus just kept it for himself. So now we need to kill Scrotus, take back our land mover, our Interceptor. Then Max can go back to where he started the game in classic sitcom fashion, where everything ends the way it started, and he will continue his drive alone and angry, just the way he started.
All will be right.
And that's time.
GG.
This ending cutscene I cannot skip, and it is a bit violent at the end. So if you're not a fan of gore, I would suggest looking away while we do our sign-outs. I will let you know when it's coming up, but I genuinely enjoy this game as a speedrun. It's different every time. You have to do the routing on the fly. And that's the type of run that I enjoy. It's a longer time investment. The first time you do it, it's going to be like 4.5, maybe 5 hours. But if you put in the time to learn the run, do a couple runs, get used to the routing. Chrysalis picked up the game and had the game in under 3 hours in like, what, 2 weeks? Not even that long. So once you get a feel for it, especially if you like the open world style games like Just Cause or the combat and the Arkham games, you might like that. And here comes the violent part. So this is where you don't want to look if you don't like gore.
So first and foremost, I know Railcoon, I don't know if you stream often or at all. I think you are probably a lot like me where maybe if you have the time or the mood, you can definitely follow Railcoon.
My stream is my hobby, which means I do it very infrequently when I feel like it.
Yeah. Like currently it is also my hobby. Hotfix is what Hotfix and event organizing are what I actually do. So you can follow us. You can follow Railcoon. Follow Big John though. Big John was on earlier. I'll go ahead and relink Big John. If I can type TV correctly, I always get TB or TC. But Railcoon, do you have any shout outs or anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I mean, shout outs to Chrysalis in chat right now. Chrysalis 23, world record holder of this game. Put a lot of time into getting a good run that I've never done. I came up with the basic routing, a couple of the strategies, but I don't really grind runs. I like to route, come up with ideas, strats, that sort of thing. Chrysalis actually put some time into getting a good time, which is something that I usually don't do. So big shout outs to him. And of course, all the other people who run underappreciated games. I love underappreciated games. So if you have a game that doesn't get enough attention, you should let us know. gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. Bottom left corner of that page, there's a submission form. You can let us know games that you'd like to have on our shows.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm posting both commands in chat. So the NBS chat command does have my personal submission form for this show. So if you run a game or know someone who does run a game and wants to submit it, and that game has never been seen on the main GDQ stage, that is AGDQ, SGDQ, or GDQx, use that link, submit your game. If you want to submit to the Community Spotlight or any other hotfix show, check out gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. Speaking of which, with gamesdonequick.com, I'd like to remind everyone that SGDQ 2021 online is this upcoming weekend. So if you want to see a week-long marathon benefiting Doctors Without Borders, come see the event and donate here on the Games Done Quick channel page, starting July 4th to the 11th. So that's going to be Sunday to Sunday. If you want the schedule for that, check out gamesdonequick.com/schedule if you want more information about SGDQ. And that is where you will also find all of our hotfix shows via gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. There we go. I can words. And if you are watching this on YouTube and you'd like to support our live shows, we do have hotfix shows almost every day of the week. And some hotfix shows alternate with others. I am every 2 weeks, for example. And I alternate with the Bargain Bin and Speedruns from the Crypt. Those take place on Wednesdays, where Mercy Kill and Never Before Seen don't. As an example, those are awesome shows. Or you maybe want to see Railcoon's weekly Monday show on the Community Spotlight. It could be anything. Check us out over on our live Twitch channel at twitch.tv/GDQ. So that said, tune in tomorrow, because this is going to be the end of our show. If you want to see more Games Done Quick stuff while we're leading up into the main SGDQ event, the first step is on tomorrow, and that's hosted by J Hobbs and Kizaron of GDQ pre-show fame and interview team fame. They are awesome, and they like to improv race games that they have either never played before or have only played once prior to the race. And it is a great way to get yourself speedrunning, and it is all about that. Very entertaining. J Hobbs and Keys are fantastic people. So check that out tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. They're going to be racing Final Fantasy Tactics A2 on the Game Boy Advance. So DS, it's a DS game, sorry. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is GBA. Final Fantasy Tactics A2 is DS. My bad. But take a look at those races on TFS. Check out our YouTube content, all that good stuff. And check us out on Sunday, won't you? Anyways, that's going to be it for us. Catch me 2 weeks from now on the 14th doing a semi-bonus stream of, like, backup runs that fit my show's criteria. Check out Railcoon on the Community Spotlight almost 2 weeks from now, as well, also doing their own bonus stream of other backup runs that are really awesome that they want to showcase. Stick around while we do a quick break. We're going to raid someone as we're wrapping up. Send all of your awesome energy over to them. They are going to be doing speedrun content as well. So it just never stops. Anyways, I hope you all enjoy it and have a great rest of your night.